to Zarak and Rikaf over the people in the sequel. When Kadash is caught up to meet Yahusha in the sky, whether we're moved or we're alive, when the shofar is blown, it's time. Make sure my loan won't get denied. I'm building my credit, cause I'm indebted. Don't have the room to keep adding no messes. My time in is borrowed, so any transgressions I'm casting away, making Yasha investments. It's a Barak and no blessing. My Nafash need a resting place. I keep pressing, hoping I see his face. First resurrection, I'm gonna be headed.
On the way up, catching all the views like an elevator. Always on the ride, I stay all the way up. Don't get it confused, I'm on my elevator. Scraping up the skies, I stay all the way up. Taking in the views on my elevator. Always on the ride, I stay all the way up. Don't get it confused, I'm on my elevator. I stay on my elevator.
I stepped on the elevator of life as I slowly ascended. Relationships, they sit there. Had to stop to let them off, but it wasn't what I intended. All of he's off it to crack the whip, so I gotta make sure LB's equipped with the necessary tools to get a mentioned and not a room that's guarded by the gates of Jews. This way I cannot refuse. Not getting off soon, we're about to erupt. That's why I'm stuck on this elevator going up.
On the way up, catching all the views like an elevator. Always on the ride, I stay all the way up. Don't get it confused, I'm on my elevator. Scraping up the skies, I stay all the way up. Taking in the views on my elevator. Always on the ride, I stay all the way up. Don't get it confused, I'm on my elevator. I stay on my elevator.
Turn down for what? We stay all the way up. Right pad, no doze, like I'm trying to stay up. Waiting for my Husha to return, I'm checking to see. Don't know the hour, so I'm watching, yeah. I'm the 2 beach, making sure my house in order, yeah. I'll be waiting up for you, yeah. Bake the cake, not one of hate or display, I adore you, yeah. Cook this song up for you, yeah. I appreciate you, when it's my bye-bye, see you later. Pray I catch your elevator, Vader.
On the way up, catching all the views like an elevator. Always on the ride, I stay all the way up. Don't get it confused, I'm on my elevator. Scraping up the skies, I stay all the way up. Taking in the views on my elevator. Always on the ride, I stay all the way up. Don't get it confused, I'm on my elevator. I stay on my elevator.
Thank you for tuning in to ZMR Radio. We have another hot Samara from none other than Big Cookie. Coming at you live from 1419 Old McDonough Highway.
Take care of that now, come back.
Big Cookie. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, send it go.
Tell them where you at.
Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, tryna get that roof up, production. Send it go, send it go.
Look, I'm at the synagogue 3 days a week. Even more when we come for the feast. Trumpet sounding, then we rise on our feet. Preparation for when you hit the scene. On the cloud, riding real clean. Yehudi gang better join the winning team. Get down or lay down, you know what that means. I'm on the gas, no brakes, like I was a fiend.
I can only speak for me, cause I'm locked in. Waiting for that brother come to drop in. If you gon' be saved, ain't no stopping. But you can call me a top, I'm in the top 10. Preacher cry loud like a Simbo. Gotta let that weight in the single. At the end, Lala saying with that bingo. But then you can find with my clippo.
Send it go, tryna get that roof, tryna get that, tryna get that. Send it go, tryna get that roof, tryna get that, tryna get that. Send it go, tryna get that roof, production. Send it go, send it go.
Tell them where you at.
Send it go,
What you tryna
get
tryna do? Tell them what you tryna do.
Send it go.
Tryna get that roof, tryna get that, tryna get that.
Send it go. Tryna get that roof, production. Send it go. Send it go.
Look.
You can find me at the sun again. To the day I go to be with the sun again. I will done shine, so gonna run again. You can't comprehend the mouth, so you dumb again. The way of y'all sending God just like refuse. But you're on the outside like some refuse. If I had your spot, I'd be pressed too. You experiment, nothing but a test too. And if you're Christian, you irrelevant. Don't give a F about your Jesus like we celibate. You try to hold us captive, but them chains rent. Put your teachers that own it, no time to change rent. You don't agree with a mouth, so we can walk together. I'll be with the Yahoo then, you can check my schedule. If you ain't hear me, you can play that back. But let me take a time to tell you where I be at.
Look.
Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Synagogue,
Tryna get that, tryna get that, tryna get that.
synagogue,
Tryna get that, tryna get that, tryna get that. Tryna get that roof,
synagogue, synagogue.
Look, tell them where you at.
Synagogue,
What you tryna do? What you tryna do? What you tryna do?
synagogue,
What you tryna do? What you tryna do? What you tryna do?
synagogue,
Tryna get that, tryna get that, tryna get that.
synagogue,
And the synagogue. One more time.
Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi. The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Kamashi, Shabayi, at least 3 of the Muhadi.
The synagogue is where I be. Don't call my phone, don't bother me. Look.
John Diamond make the beat and I'm gon' kill it.
Do you remember praying, seeking repentance, asking y'all for forgiveness, but didn't know if he listened? Yeah, remember. Do you remember the late nights, been crying the time you thought you were dying and called on y'all for triumph? Yeah, remember. Do you remember praying, seeking repentance, asking y'all for forgiveness, but didn't know if he listened? Yeah, remember. Do you remember the late nights, been crying the time you thought you were dying and called on y'all for triumph? Look, just to show us you can tell when you can live a lie, and you can run, but you can't hide from he who makes a lie. They stayed in silence, consent, but obedience, compliance. Obey the laws that you commandments, Yahuwah's requirements. Easy, that's how it feels till it gets hard. Satan's got many weapons of temptation, better get smart. Get some control and turn it up to the max, so Elohim can have a rock or rain. I know you like stacks, there's no cap. If you change, make sure you don't go back. Yahuwah ain't forgot, that means his memory's intact. Back up, 3 and 9 of the does not slack. Not willing any should perish, he just trying to get you back. Do you remember praying, seeking repentance, asking y'all for forgiveness, but didn't know if he listened? Do you remember the late nights, been crying the time you thought you were dying and called on y'all for triumph? Do you remember praying, seeking repentance, asking y'all for forgiveness, but didn't know if he listened? Do you remember the late nights, been crying the time you thought you were dying and called on y'all for triumph? Sin was getting too expensive, I switched to prophesy. Along Kayi with Elohim, cause that's the prophesy. Listening to the boo, but not the words of them who prophesy. Saying you can sin and be safe, that them who novelize. Elohim and men the right, but we sought out adventures that got us off, and now we're controlling the things that's wicked. His sin has been in there for us a time to turn our log to the Abba. That's our hearts and minds, redeem the time, cause it's getting late and the days are evil. Want him to make us what he likes, so take the pain and easel. Save Yahuwah first, but Yahushua won't be far. Then we can all be like Sa'on and be not kumbaya. Do you remember praying, seeking repentance, asking y'all for forgiveness, but didn't know if he listened? Do you remember the late nights, been crying the time you thought you were dying and called on y'all for triumph? Do you remember praying, seeking repentance, asking y'all for forgiveness, but didn't know if he listened? Do you remember the late nights, been crying the time you thought you were dying and called on y'all for triumph?
Y'all remember? 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 Do you remember? Cause y'all remember?
Y'all remember?
Look, oh my mind, say, oh my mind. Oh my mind, say, oh my mind. Hey, oh my mind, say, oh my mind. We got this thing with us. So
Oh my mind, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. Say oh my mind, Oh my mind, what a time. When I see my Yah, what a time. Oh my mind, I say oh my mind, what good time. Oh my mind. When I see Yah peace, what a good time. Unlimited praises to him, cause I know that I made it. Had to cut some people off, and I know that they hate it. And I hope you make it into heaven. Congratulations, see you praise yourself. You gon' see the second if I plan on keep my mind on Yah. If you be my help, plan on feasting with the saints while we praising our ruler, resting on his Shabbat. Glory, hallelujah, and I'm standing so I can make it in. I use my music just to tell my story. Also, so y'all can get the glory. If I keep pressing, then I know that it's a seed waiting for me. My missile cut, I know I better see them there. But I can only take me, and that's just straight fair. And I wanna fly with y'all, walking Shamahin like, oh my mind, oh my mind, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. I say, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. When I see my Yah, what a time. Oh my mind, I say, oh my mind, what good time. Oh my mind.
All praises to Yahuwah through his son Yahusha. I couldn't do this on my own, so give the glory to him. When I think of what he done for me, I give him praise. Lift my face to the sky with my hands raised. I used to live a simple life, but now my life's changed. Now I'm praying to y'all for that ooze grace and mercy, cause like the men before me, I turned away from his word. Hell is what I deserve. Please grade me on the curve and give me dispensation. Please God, don't cut off another generation, but let me make it in so I can see your face. I choose Shamayim over any earthly place. New Jerusalem, I wanna make it my home. Walk through the gates and on to the streets of gold. I'll be new in the kingdom, lead me by the hand. Wanna be like Daoud and really dance.
Oh my mind, tell him. Oh my mind, what a time. I said, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. When I see my Yah, what a time. Oh my mind, I said, oh my mind, what good time. Oh my mind. I'm looking at my clock, hoping that I'm ready. Walk the streets to go, you heard my little brother said it. It's all on me now.
Who is on?
It's all on me, but will I go up or down? I can't lose my crown. When that trumpet sound, gotta get out the ground.
Get up, get
I'm
up.
tryna be Shamayim bound. Oh my mind, what a time. I say, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. When I see my Yah, what a time. Oh my mind, I say, oh my mind, what good time. Oh my mind, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. I say, oh my mind, oh my mind, what a time. When I see my Yah, I say, what my mind, what a time. Oh my mind, what a time.
What a time. What a time.
Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I just take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. Kadash will to stay and I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I'ma serve Yahuwah to the best of my ability. Give him all I got, here with everything that is in me. Took me out that mud, took me out my misery. I don't carry, but that word was taking my energy. Was tired of talking coulda, woulda, shoulda, what I'm finna be. Had no one to look to, old friends were no longer friends with me. All the things we did when we was kids, it didn't interest me. I love them, but if they don't turn to Yah, it wasn't meant to be. I ain't looking back, got my hands to the plow like a farmer do. Tahala to Yakabu to honor, but down from the Araz, couldn't do this on my own. Now I walk with you, Halak, no longer stumbling on the stone. Took me out that mud, look at my reclaim. They clean me up, place me in the world, no way. Now I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it, come on. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I just take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. Kadash will just stay and I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I should have been moved sleep in my grave from all of the road done in my days. Some done the truth, chain to behave. Knowing I'm out would wash away. Knowing I'm out, I gotta pay. Although I stopped, ain't got away. Who's come back, he gotta slay. Knows what guitar go hard away. Ride away, you call my guitar, he blot away. Gotta arm myself with his mind on this side. If I'm gonna have a shot to be saved. My correction, I don't wanna be a bastard. Know that Satan seek and pray. I gotta stick what I'm commanded in. I don't run too fast, I just take my time. I ain't going nowhere, I made up my mind. The army of Yahuwah got my pass. I been enlisted, took me out that mud. One of the finest from the Mississippi Gulf. Took me out that mud, look at my reclaim. They leave me up, place me in the bed of weight. Now I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I just take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. The Josh will to stay and I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Took me out there, working my reclaim. They clean me up, place me in a bed of weight. I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I just take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. Kadash will to stay and I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I'ma serve Yahuwah to the best of my ability. Give him all I got, yeah, with everything that is in me. Took me out that mud, took me out my misery. I'm no Carrie Hills, but that word was taking my energy. Was tired of talking coulda, woulda, shoulda, what I'm finna be. Had no one to look to, old friends were no longer friends with me. All the things we did when we was kids, it didn't interest me. I love them, but if they don't turn to Yah, it wasn't meant to be. I ain't looking back, got my hands to the plow like a farmer do. Tahala to Yakabu to honor you. Put off from the Araz, couldn't do this on my own. Now I walk with you, Halak, no longer stumbling on the stone. Took me out that mud, look at my reclaim. Yeah, he cleaned me up, placed me in a bed of weight. Now I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I just take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. Kadash will to stay and I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I should have been moved sleep in my grave from all of the wrong done in my days. Some done the truth, chain to behave. Knowing I'm out would wash away. Knowing I'm out, I gotta pay. Although I stopped, ain't got away. You who's come back and gotta slay. Those with guitar go hard away. Ride away, you call my guitar, he blot away. Gotta arm myself with his mind on this side. I'm gonna have a shot to be saved. Took my correction, I don't wanna be a bastard. Know that Satan seek and pray. I gotta stick what I'm commanded in. I don't run too fast, I just take my time. I ain't going nowhere, I made up my mind. The army of Yahuwah got my pass. I been enlisted, took me out that mud. One of the finest from the Mississippi Gulf. Took me out that mud, look at my reclaim. Yeah, he cleaned me up, placed me in a bed of weight. Now I say, hey, Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. Yahuwah did it. I just take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. The Dashmir to stay and I say, hey, yo, who would did it? 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 As I press my way, I made up my mind. Dashmir to stay and I say, hey, I run it back. Yo, who would did it? Who would did it? Took me out. As I press my way, I made up my mind. Dashmir to stay and I say, hey, yo, who would did it? 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 I should have removed sleep in my grave from all of the wrong done in my days. Some done the truth, shame to behave. Knowing the might would wash away. Knowing the might I gotta pay. Although I stopped, ain't got away. Yo, who's come back, he gotta play. Those with guitar go hard away. Hard away. You call my guitar, he blot away. Gotta arm myself with his mind on this side. If I'm gonna have a shot to be saved, I gotta be saved. To my correction, I don't wanna be your bastard. Know that Satan seek and pray. I gotta stick, but I'm coming in it. I don't run too fast. I just take my time. I ain't going nowhere. I made up my mind. The army of Yahuwah got my pass. I've been enlisted. Took me out there for another finest from the Mississippi. Good. Took me out there blood. Looking fiery clay. Yeah, he cleaned me up. Placed me in a better way. Now I say, hey, then you who would do it? Who would did it? I say, yo, who would did it? Yo, who would did it? I take my time as I press my way. I made up my mind. Cause Josh I'm here to stay and I say, hey, yo, who would did it? Yo, who would did it? Yo, who would did it? Yo, who would did it?
They went live on it today, huh? What side do it acapella? Well, not acapella, but just doing the equipment. Oh, the equipment went down. Oh, yeah, that's how you got to do it. Isn't that right? Let's kill the lip singer. Isn't that right? I think lip singer got to start thinking about it. Now the equipment go down, you'll be tight. Gotta know your lyrics. Isn't that right? And you got to be able to pull it off, too. That's a whole, not another one, another one. Everybody all right? Yes, all right, two to be alive, two to be alive. I'm going to get ready to sound a Kato Sarah so we can move forward. A-G-A. What is A-G-H? Oh, that's I. Oh, okay. Okay, we never did spell it when I was in school. It was just a sound, you know what I'm saying? We never spelled it back then. All right, go ahead. Those that are able. Appreciate the Most High for another Yom that He has granted us this opportunity to come together and maybe hit at the bar so we can properly assess to make sure we get this thing right. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, making sure we got this thing right. Can't afford to have it no other way. Ain't that right? Especially when you look at your nefesh on the line. But everything we do, I definitely want to make sure that we accomplish this great feat to have an understanding, knowing things in opposition gonna come against us, but we still gotta stand regardless. Ain't that right? Take something to hang in there with Him. Anybody can harm Yahuwah when things going right. It takes something when you get correction. Ain't that right? To still be able to harm and stay in there with Him. So I appreciate Yahuwah for that mindset. But now that my salvation override and supersede anything else I desire to do. You know what I'm saying? As human beings, we all have things we like to do and want to do, but at the end of the day, we got to look at what's more conducive, what's more feasible towards salvation. That's something always to consider. And I definitely applaud that you guys have been considering, you know, the value of conceit versus works. Isn't that right? You know, for years I know I always heard, you know, and read how no man gonna be justified before him by works. I'll be honest with you, I never understood. I just took it for what it said. That's what it said. Not understanding it was gonna be the Torah, no matter you're keeping of it or doing it, because you can manipulate anything. Oh yeah, math can be manipulated. The English language can be manipulated. Anything can be manipulated. Isn't that right? Physics, that's all it is, manipulation. A lot of stuff doing manipulate. One thing you can't manipulate, that's his con, his grace. You cannot manipulate that. Isn't that right? He gonna give it to you, he don't. And that's the thing you work to try to make sure you obtain. Isn't that right? That favor of Yahuwah. Isn't that right? Well, you should. I don't know, everybody different. Excuse me. Some people just good with just going along with the flow. For me, I want to make sure I get this thing as right as it can get. Isn't that right? I don't want to miss out because I know it winding up is just a matter of time. I saw they put some in the thread this morning about it's about that from that explosion in Ukraine. Yeah, I heard that earlier about they was talking about how toxic that was, how detrimental that was to the to that region, that area. Which I mean, it'll cause conflicts and problems for the rest of us too. Of course, they won't tell you that because it's summertime. They're trying to keep people spending. When people get fears of hearing something about destruction and devastation, nobody think about spending no money. People think about they need to save everything they got. So that's something they don't even want you to know. They don't even want you to consider. They just want you to keep going, eating and drinking, married and getting in marriage until the flood come and take everybody away. Our goal is to stay watchful. I know a lot of y'all don't watch the news. You're like, well, I ain't gonna worry about it, just hear from you guys. Sometimes we're gonna miss some stuff. That's why you gotta be watching. It ain't just watching and watch the news. It's watch it so we can be aware. And all right, we can't be globally, we can't be everywhere. So we gotta be able to see where these people going so we know how to make our, what assessments we're gonna take and what direction we're gonna go. You know, you just getting up every day and just throwing your drawers on and watch your face run out the door. That's a dangerous life you're living. Excuse me, a lot of you going right into your own demise. That's just being honest. That's why we take their word. We need to know. When you get up to go out, you don't know what another person's thinking. When you're on the side of a person on the expressway, you don't know that person just lost everything they got. And they said, and that person look over at them, blow, wink, whatever, I'm just going to kill them. You'd be surprised what kind of mindset people got. It's just being honest. You got to watch everybody. You can't put nothing past nobody. It's just being honest. You don't know. Everybody in a different state. Think about what state you in. And then think of what state you've been in, what mindset you've been in. So you don't know the detriment of the state of another person. You don't know what mind Yahuwah loaned them for today. Isn't that right? Because he intended on something, just like we talked about before, like the young man that drove up to New York and shot all those people. Only Yahuwah can give him that mind. Let that man stay, listen, unwavering. Isn't that right? Unwavering. The whole way he going. Most people, the longer it take to get there, the more they consider and say, you know what? Let me turn. You know what? This ain't a good idea. The fact he can stay with it, I think, I don't know, he might have had to stop and get gas. The whole time he's doing it, he's still thinking. I remember years ago, it was a guy, he was downtown Atlanta at exchange. And I guess his wife had told him next time he lose some money, he lost, she was leaving him. And I think he lost about $120,000 that day. He shot them people over there. He drove. I was in Kennesaw working, driving truck. He came to Kennesaw. That joker, they were looking all over Atlanta for that joker. He had shot that place up down there, killed those people, and came to Kennesaw, bought some gas, paid for the gas, got back in his car, killed himself. You think about for the store clerk, to realize that man just killed, he was just killing people. You finna kill yourself. Why would you pay for the gas? What you worry about? You don't want to go out with no bad debt. But just think about it, his wife told him, said, next time you lose, I'm leaving you. And when he lost that $120,000, he just started laying people down like school clothes. Just kept going. Yahuwah saw fit. And my way kid, I was right there in the area. It could have been, he could have rolled by, came right beside me. I was a Christian then, I was done. Shot right through that window, could have blown my brains out. Could have followed me to a stop, and whatever reason could have been. He could have felt like I pulled in front of him or something. Felt like, hey, I'm out here anyway. I might have just gone for the gusto, just get everybody I can see. But, you know, you just a lot of things you don't appreciate. A lot of us, you might look at accidents on, you might be going north, and there might be an accident on the south side. You know, Mr. Yahuwah can put it on the other side. Oh, yeah, a lot of stuff we don't consider. You can figure you get to an accident and you got that happen before you got there. That's only because he allowed it to happen that time. He could have saved it and waited till you got there. There's a lot of little things, and they're not little. It's just so many things that happen around all of us in a day that you don't consider how many things he watch over you for. And we steady watching Harlem look like he don't care, look like he not watching. He watching. You still him. He gave you opportunity, gave you a mind to come here. Some people, they mind what to come here. They got on, they just, man, forget it. I'm going to do something else. And that's the mind he allowed them to get. And where they at, they ain't going to make it back. I'm telling y'all, listen, it's late now. He getting ready to close the door up on this ship. A lot of folks don't realize it's going to be hard to make it back. I'm just telling you, that was just where he at. Listen, these are choices people make. Everybody got choices you got to make. As you keep living, you keep going. I know today everybody's mind to be him. Just wait till your next situation comes. When your situation comes, it can change how you feel about him. When he takes something away from you or increase a debt load or whatever on you, that could change the whole way you feel about him. So you always got to be considering what you get yourself entangled with and what you allow to come in your life and the people and conversation and the mindset of people. I'm telling you, it could be detrimental to you when it comes to salvation. Even when he told you about it, sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Because you just got to realize they keep knowing and keep pulling at you. And depending on what situation you in. A lot of people did cocaine the first time because people kept at them. I remember the first time, I was never going to smoke no weed. I said, man, please, man, smoke. I said, that's stupid. I ain't got time to smoke no weed. I cut my cousin down so bad. I said, man, it's just stupid. I said, man, I smoke barbecue. I ain't going to smoke no marijuana. It's just stupid. I said, what it like? I cut them joking down ready. I was like, what it like? They said, really ain't nothing. I like, they heard they said, really ain't nothing. I said, let me see. I smoked that thing. Man, felt like my feet wasn't touching the ground first time. I said, oh! I said, boy, get over this thing here. I said, woo! They ain't never got to worry about me coming back. That time I said, y'all got some more of that stuff. Once I came back and realized I got myself together, it just took, I was just in that state right there in a panic at the first time. After I got out of that state, I said, y'all got some more. Then when they started charging, how they got me and it was free. They'd have made me pay the first time. I'd have never smoked it this day. So if I felt like it was stupid, what I'm going to pay? Think about it. Most people pull you in. They ain't pull you in paying. They pull you in for free. So all they looked at, and they want to pull the right people. Somebody got money. That way you can help buy it. That's what folks do. How many of y'all got pulled in like that? Got pulled in for free? That's how they get it. Out of that, now they tell you this. No, you got to put in. This stuff ain't free. I'm trying to think myself, I smoked the first one. I ain't paid for it. They be like, that to get you in. Now you got to come up with something. I'm saying everybody manipulate. It look like people helping you, trying to bring you in this stuff. People just use you to manipulate you. And that's what you have to consider when you're dealing with people. What's their interest in it? Hello? Y'all don't consider that? No. You just trust everybody, believe everybody, and people get you in, and next thing you know, your life unraveling. You got to consider what people's interest is. Right? Well, at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure we get this thing right and get saved. We don't hate nobody much. That's right. That's right. They can't hate them much. Isn't that right? Just a little bit. I don't want. We can hate those that hate Yahuwah. That's what Daoud said. I ain't gonna say I don't hate nobody now. Daoud said, I hate them that hate you. And he said, I hate every false way. Isn't that right? If it's a way contrary to Yahuwah, I hate it. Let me tell you something. The way this thing going, we're gonna get put down. It's gonna be put to the line on what you believe, and what you believe gonna push to a point on. I mean, how you make your money, how you survive, your employment, it can get pushed down to it when it comes down to it. For whatever reason, people push it to that point. They'll get some situation coming where they'll narrow it down. They're going to be one of the issues on exactly what it is you believe. Or they might ask you, do you believe all are saved? That's a tight question. For whatever reason, they won't go ask nobody else that. They're going to pin you down. Just give it time, you'll see. You don't get put on them, see where they're going to come and say, so you saying we're not right? There's going to be a few of them. They're going to be bad. You know they're going to be like, they're going straight to upper management. This tight. So it doesn't matter what I think, what you think about yourself. See, I know how to answer people, keep yourself out of stuff. I'm going to be like preacher. Now you get fired, they're going to be on you. You worry on folks, you got to tell them, don't worry about what I believe, what you believe. But the reason they'll come and ask you because they're not secure. You know what I won't ever do? Go ask a Christian what they think about me. The only reason I'm going to ask you, any of y'all got pinned down on folks have asked you that? What you think about them and everything? Have you thought to go ask them what they think about you? What they tell you? They know what they believe ain't right. Ain't nobody I'm going to look at to see what they think or what they, listen, you doing what you believe right. That's the only thing you need to worry about. My opinion, I know what I'm doing right. I know me and my God. What you think? They'll come back at, listen, it ain't about what I think. It's about what you think, and you do what you believe. And I'm going to do what I believe in the story and keep it moving. Yahushua didn't answer every question they brought to him because he knew they had a reason to tie him up. You know what I'm telling these people to tie you up, and you got to be smart. Y'all get little friends on the job, and I know you get close with your friend. I had them. I had this guy, me and him was driving. I had just got this job. I used to install cabinets. You ain't know about that. That's, was y'all living there? I don't know y'all wasn't living there. So I had a job, installed a cabinet, got married, so going out here putting in a new cabinet. And Chateau Elan, y'all know Chateau Elan? I used to put cabinets in no houses back then. So me and White Bunny, he asked me questions. Nice white guy too. Man asked me a question. He took everything really nice too. We had a good conversation. He asked and I'm feeling good. Listen, like the spirit would come through that one like just getting me. When he asked, I had an answer. We asked and he got an answer. Man, me and him worked that day. He walked back in the house. He walked back in that job. We got down. He said, man, y'all know Christmas wrong. I'm like, what? He said, man, he was like, man, listen, he done told everything. Listen, but he didn't tell, he was telling like, you know, this stuff wrong. He was just, listen, he should have been more quieter. But you don't say, what makes it so bad? Christmas was coming. And he let them listen. He just told them for all kind of stuff wrong. And I seen him like, I had to let that job go. Man, that job had to separate. I said, this just put a bad situation. But it was a learning lesson. I had a tape one time. I was working at one job, and that was my second job I got. And I asked the guy, I said, you mind if I listen to it? I said, you mind if I listen to the tape? He said, no, go ahead. I put it in. I was down the aisles. I was working. That tape was playing. And that thing was coming up on the part. I remember it was a preacher tape. I said, oh, my goodness. Man, I started running down that aisle. It was trying to get it. Listen, the recorder was sitting, the record was directly in front. He had on his desk. So this thing was booming. That joke got to a part, he said, every man got another woman. You ain't used to be an adulterer. You an adulterer today. He started cutting them down. I said, God. When I got there, I ran that radio, it was too late. I got that table. He looked, he just sat up. He said, He said, well, everybody had their opinion about that. I said, God, this is bad. Yep, that was it. Folks started hating me at the job. He let everybody, all the people they go to is other people in adultery. They go get their base up. Whenever you cut them down, watch it. Listen, people are notorious for doing the same thing. If you cut them down on something cut them, they're only going to go and get other people they know in the same condition. And when they tell it to them, they'll never tell it to them correct. They'll tell it to them when they come to you, they all hate you. They're never going to say it the same way they heard it. They're going to say, he said, all us going to hell. So when you start the conversation like that, it don't matter at that point. You can never justify whatever you said. You can never get out that situation. But to be honest with y'all, in order to change people, they have to be convicted. You know, at the time you look at it, put you in a detriment. I get that why Yahuwah set me in a situation where I had to work for myself. He realized that boy never make no money on no job. He know that boy ain't gonna make it. He said, that boy ain't gonna make it. He done look down and realize he can't do it. He's gonna mess it up. It's not gonna work. He gonna get himself in a situation. And he gonna be fired. That's just gonna be it. He looked like he had to put me somewhere where it could be beneficial, where I could be able to speak it and don't have to worry about these people, their repercussions or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever they got after and be able to still be able to speak the truth to people. But at the same time, you got people that have to work on jobs and do these different things because you ain't gonna be able to, I can't reach everybody. So you got to understand, you guys and other people that hear this, that believers of the bar, which we know is, among, but that believe it, he put you in a situation with people because they got to see you. And there's no way to get out of these confrontations sometimes. You just got to use wisdom on how you address people when you come back to respond back on what you say. And look at them when they ask you, what's your real intent? If people come ask you all these questions, is that your real intent? People might say, well, let me, can you send me one of them videos? No, I didn't leave that alone and watch and see what person intent is. Sometimes them videos set you up. They go straight to human resources with it. Look at that right here. And the right video will pop up with me. It'll be the right one that pop up. And that thing, you getting your separation paper in that day. Isn't that right? Because when people are offended, they're offended. But then you got to remember this. For all of us, we have to have a mindset to realize when he put us here, it wasn't about these jobs or anything else. It was about manifesting the will of Elohim. when he made Adam, it was about him being, it was about manifestation. It was about putting him to subdue. So when you put him to subdue, that letting you, if I got to go and I got to subdue it, that means it ain't going to surrender to me. I'm going to have to fight. So he would think about it. It ain't like when he got here, everything just automatically was under him. He told him, you had to have the meaning. You're going to have to subdue it. That's it. You're going to have to overtake it. And that's the same thing we have to do when it comes out of our armor now. These people outnumber us out here. I'm talking about from the people that believe nothing to the people that believe everything. Y'all got it? And you got to realize it's our job to subdue it. I don't let these people take me down for what it is I believe. I understand that they'll put you in financial crunch, and that come down to show you where you at. Because a lot of us, we're going to look at, if it's going to affect my living, I'll compromise. If it's going to put me in a bad situation, I'm going to lose a friendship or cut off something with somebody, then I'll compromise. When it come down to this, it can't be no compromising. Yahushua didn't compromise. That's just being honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. You ain't got to be direct, dogmatic with people. I know people might say, well, preacher do it. You got to understand, my position is somewhat different. I'm a defender of what I teach. And people going to try to come at it, and people going to try to take it down. And I'm here to make sure I crush them when they do it. I'm here to crush every dream they got. Yeah, I'm just being honest. Just like he said, Yirmiyahu, he sent me to tear it down. When you set up, I'm going to tear it down every time. Y'all hear me? I'm going to rip it up till we can plant, and then we're going to bring up what he wants. But for a lot of time, people need to understand when you're in certain places, you carry yourself a certain way. It's going to attract people. Who he need to see, you're going to see you. Make no mistake. Who he needs to see, you're going to see you. And they already been watching. Who you going to attract, they're going to be attracted. But you understand now, some of the people he need to see you are some people that are going to cause you some situation that you might lose your income. Okay, I'll just tell you how the truth now. I've been through it. I've seen it. But when it come down to it, it got to be, that's only because he got a plan. See, y'all got to remember something. We go to court. All these people got to be charged. All these people got to be charged. He got to have something against them where he can say, I sent witnesses. Yeah. I had people in a similar situation you in, and they turned. Yeah. And you stayed with it, and you fought against it. You don't even realize, sometimes don't look at it as, oh, I can lose my job. I can lose this. You might, but make no mistake. He said for those that lost it for Hashem's sake, he said he's going to receive double in the regeneration. Yes, but make no mistake. Now, what you think he's going to do to the people that caused you to lose it? I'm just telling you, you can't have no win without no losses. That's just being honest. Yahushua came down here, he lost his life. But at the end, he won. See that? You got to have some losses with them wins. So you got to look at the overall picture. What's more important, you can establish a relationship with these people. You can do all these things that people like you to do. You still going to die. At the end, you better do something that's going to be beneficial. They're going to get you life eternal. And that's what I'm looking at the end of the day. I'm like anybody. I want to keep living too. I don't want to die. But let's just be practical. It's not possible. Not when he told me I was the Ben of Adam. So now we're working to transfer to become who? That's right, the Benim Elohim. You don't want to be the Ben of Elohim. They're going to get you behind whoop. Ain't going to be one of those. He said, I ain't got but one of those. We're looking to be the Benim. We're looking to be the children of. Y'all got it? He ain't got but one son. He declared that to us. He said, I didn't say that to nobody else. I don't know where nobody got that from. Let's say McCall, who they call Micah, he could have never came down and tell y'all, I'm the son of Elohim. Now, you got some of these religion, these Hebrew Israelite camp teach you that. They will be teaching you a straight gazal. Matter of fact, that'd be a blood gazal. That'd be a damn liar. Hello, by interpretation. Right? Blood is dumb. Gazal is liar. So you be a blood gazal. That make you a damn liar. Okay? So we want to take it for what it is. The only thing we can do at best is become the Benim of Elohim. Okay? These are the ones whom he begotten. Isn't that right? Through the only begotten. You all right? That's how he got us, through him. Look at Laban. When Laban came to retrieve his Benin, right? What did he originally have at first? Two daughters. But when he came out and he pursued after Jacob, who they called Jacob, what did he come looking for? He called them his Benin. You know why? He told them, these are my kids. He said, these are my kids because they were begotten through my daughters. So he looked at, these are my children. That's how he recognized her. He has begotten us through the only begotten. That's how we become the Benim Elohim. See, if you don't know what your stated position is, then you don't know how to defend it. See, a lot of times y'all get thrown off with stuff and get messed up and you walk around and tell somebody you're the son of God. You really should have told them you was the son of a dog. The female. When you don't do what he tell you now. All right, now you become the other son. You don't want to be her son. And all right, you want to be the Benim Elohim. Yeah, I got it. So we get this through knowledge. And what identified, like you need to do DNA tests within the other parent to try to connect you to your father. Typically to the man, you don't do. Now, there been some people now, I heard people in here now, has said that they ought to make the women take a DNA test. Yes, I was very thrown. I was very thrown to see, make a mama take a DNA test. I'm telling you, the thing come straight out her womb and say, listen, we're going to make you take a DNA test. What you thinking, Rod? That's pretty strange, ain't it? That's very strange. As soon as it comes to her leg, rush her straight and make her take a paternity test. Just so you can be sure. See, that's scary, ain't it? So now how we get a paternity test with him is when the word comes. So you don't know it, them words, they get right in your mouth so we can find out exactly where you at. And it goes into the heart. It's got to get in the law. That's why we know where you're at. That's how we know whether we've been Benim Elohim or not. See, a lot of people say anything with their mouth. So that thing had to go in and prick you in your log. He said that's where all the conviction come in. That's where you know what? All your pleasure, all your hate, all your love, everything is lodged in him. That's it. That's why you got to convict him. What Dawood then tell him to create him a clean way and a new way? What do he wanted? Clean log. He realized this thing come from the inner part. You only hear in the heart part because that's what people know. These are vital organs. The heart, the kidneys, the liver, the body itself, all these things. Think about what you had to offer up. Everything he had you to offer up were vital parts. Vital. That's what you had to do. Look at when he would take things that were vital. What you do if you ain't got no butt cheek? Well, they ain't vital because white women been making all these years. Let's talk about something else. But because you had to offer, you know what I'm saying? They had to offer up, they had to heave. So, I mean, you can make it without butt cheek. I'm sorry. I had to think about that. At least I'm honest. Isn't that right? So now you look at, no offense, white women. So this is what you have to look at. All these things that he had to offer up were key, vital components that you need. If I took your heart and offered it up, how you live? If I take your liver. So these were key, vital parts he would put together. But then when he gave us the being, Yahushua HaMashiach, he offered the whole body up. You know, you look at everything is crucial. We saw everything crucial being offered up for. It took everything, but everything else, you may offer up a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Just a significant part. You know what I'm saying? A rump, a heart, a liver. You know what I'm saying? A different thing like that. The rest of it, he tell you to discard it. It wasn't important. So what was he teaching us about the flesh? It profited it nothing. See that? That's why he threw it away. Why? You'll say, why would he throw it away? He said, don't profit nothing. So now we look at what was Yahuwah trying to get from us. What you think, Ron? He used to do like this. Thinking. We still thinking. What about Minister Dixon? They said you made it back up to Bishop? How you doing, Minister? Yeah, not yet. We were all right. What you got, Minister Dixon? The sincere. I ain't gonna give him a check in. Don't get scared. We just get him the sincere. He said, whom he'll harm. No. Y'all some dangerous people. Y'all put up and holler, ooh, don't hit him. What's wrong with y'all people? Y'all get off on this stuff. I like y'all. Let's see. What, you still thinking of the answer? For those watching, we're using Beth HaMashiach, 15:4. Or Romans. What you thinking? Sincere service. John, what you thinking? Who? Something that's private? Something that got profit in it? He said the Passat on profit. Okay. Let me see what he got on the side of him profit. I'll get that check later. Go ahead. What you got?
What is he talking about?
Come closer. Yeah, come closer. He got a good answer. No, he didn't. Come on, right here. We can't hear you. Come on. Let it hear. Come on. No, yeah, the question. The question. Is this the time to discuss the question? When we discuss the question, y'all? We discuss it now, the answer. What you doing? We just get your answer. You already know.
If you don't say yeah, I already know.
You already, what you know?
That's the wrong answer.
He said he wanted us to know that man don't live by bread alone. What's a good idea for a check? What you think, Cannon? Present your body as a living sacrifice? I appreciate that, truly, nigga. You my fam, you my fam. You my fam, you my fam. That's yeah. What you got? The inner man. That's what we want. The inward parts. That's right, the inward part. See, this is what we're looking at. And it's true. I appreciate them. I mean, they know. I want y'all to think, because when you give our answer, this is what we will assume. Sometimes when we say things, I might say for myself and other people, we will assume we all might be thinking the same answer, but the only way to know is to ask questions. So if we're not thinking some the same way, now we can find out what is the way we need to think. You know what I'm saying? Kind of get ourselves kind of in the same way. Remember, what we were all taught to do was we would all speak the same thing. The only way to speak the same thing, we got to have the same information. We got to view this thing the same way. That's how you're going to get the same performance. See, what Yahushua came to do was to give us a mindset. Just give you a mindset. What did he give the people different? New eyes, new hands, new ears. He gave them a new mindset through information. He needed us to think about. He needed us to consider. He needed us to halak. But the only way to do that, we had to see things the way he saw it. Y'all got it? We did. We had to see it the way he saw it. And the only way for us to see it the way he saw it is basically for him to paint a picture for us. So the son came, the men, it came down to give us an illustration and a demonstration. So we'll know how we're supposed to halak. Y'all got it? Once we saw how he did things and his rationality for things, it made sense. I mean, we did a lot of things that were wrong. There were some things we did right, but the things we missed, it made everything else we did wrong. Can you imagine? We were swallowing camels and straining out a gnat. Yeah. You know how concise you gotta be to look at a gnat? Yeah. Small as a gnat is, listen, we were on it. You said, man, that thing's so small, we can't miss nothing. Just swallow the camel. So he tried to come in and show us the logic of everything he was trying to get them to do. Y'all got it? That's how he been trying to get us the logic of what he was trying to do. And I appreciate Mr. Yahuwah for doing that. As we continue to grow, as we continue to go, you'll start to see changes come in. Information will come in a different setting because it's about maturing. The more you mature, the more you can adapt to, the more you can change. When you're stuck at a certain level, it's on us. Just like some of y'all, I already know, some of y'all stuck. You ain't gonna move. You kind of just sit at a point, but it's comfortable for you. And until Yahuwah see fit to give you that mindset, or you see yourself, you got to break past that. Otherwise, you're just going to eventually die out because you're afraid to grow. So you have to have a mindset to be willing to whatever it is, surrender, whatever it is to give it up, whatever it is to conform to. So that way, we can look to make it in. That's what Yahushua showed. He conformed to something totally different. Think about it. How do you go from emperor to homeless man? And you don't go around and crying, broke down, can't do nothing. Can you imagine that? You went from emperor to homeless man. I'm sorry, homeless baby. Born outside. Constantly being ridiculed. But he stood on a principle. And that's what he tried to teach and tried to show us. Because had we not seen anybody else do it, how would we know how to do it? Y'all got it. The book said, leaving us an example. That we should walk in his steps. Isn't that right? Who did know, neither was found in his paw. No deceit was in his mouth. But sometimes, see, because of us, we flesh, deceit's still there. So we had to constantly go through the examine and make sure we get the deceit out. Because we're trying to mimic somebody so we can become the, and not the Ben Elohim. That's a position you can't get. You can just become the Benin. You know what I'm saying? Through the only begotten. You gotta remember that we're looking at it similar, the only begotten. That's how he begot us, through him. He begot us through the Debal. How do we know the Debal? How do we know it? It's tight. It's flesh. Dwelt among us. Come on, big man. That's for that. It probably a delay on his mic. Because when you hollered it out yesterday, tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I said it today, it's like, whoo, that tight, ain't it? But see, that's what we're trying to look at and we're trying to understand. This relationship that we have or we're trying to create, we need to understand the relationship. We don't want to just go and say, I thank God, I don't have to know nothing. Christians say a lot of things, they're honest in some things they say, but they think if they honestly say it and they do no labor for it or actually honestly go after it, that they'll receive it anyway. No, the only way you're going to receive it, you have to work for it. Word for it is complying to what he actually delegated for us to do. Don't fool yourself. Nobody saved that don't know they saved. Nobody. Because it's an attribute that you receive after you've done. Y'all got it? In the 5th chapter, Acts of the Charlotte King, he told them Cup said, we are here witnesses of these things, and so is also the Ruach HaKadosh, whom Elohim had given to them that him. Those that obey him. You want to be a recipient of it, you have to obey him. Here with the intent to do. That's the difference, and it's a lot of fighting. It sounds real easy, but think about it. All you got to do is just obey what he tell you to do. Why y'all think all these people out here ain't saved? That flesh hard to fight. People tell you can tell yourself a lie. That flesh hard. Don't let anybody make no fool of you. That flesh hard. That flesh, man, listen, that flesh keeps so many ideas going and conjuring up on stuff and stuff happening and so many things change. Listen, it take the slightest change. It'll put your mind somewhere else. Isn't that right? Some come in, you go home and open a bill, it got a bill for $3,700. You thinking, what the mother, what? Somebody said, man, that work. You said, what? You talking about the work, that $3,700 ring in your mind, like the what? Oh yeah, think about that $3,700 bill. It's just a thing that just, it'll rattle you, it'll unravel you, it'll get you. Now you got to figure how I got to come up with this, and at the same time, you still got to keep your composure on salvation. It'd be smart. That $3,700 ain't gonna put you outside. It ain't gonna kill you, but it puts you in such a discomfort and a stress, and now adding to other things you got to do to where, man, it'll kill you. It don't take nothing but a little bit to kill us sometimes, because we already, have so many other different things going on. So look, it be small things that weigh on people. Small thing, enough small thing become big. Like they had a saying, the straw that broke. Let's be honest, one straw broke a camel back. That's what put in our mind. Look at all the other straws. They said when we put this one, that's when their back broke. No, it was all the other ones. You could have put that one and took the other one out, the camel and kept riding. So you look at how many things you get layered on. So you really have to keep your mind in a certain place. Because as long as you keep living, stuff going to keep coming. Isn't that right? They going to keep coming. You go get the Ruach HaKadosh, right? I'm talking about the Ruach HaKadosh walls move. When you get that, it's still going to be bills in your mailbox. That mailman said, your Ruach HaKadosh didn't move that mailbox. That bill isn't there. You got to pay that. So sometimes we think if we get it, that's all our troubles are. No, now you got a real fight. Because Satan fighting to try to get you now to fall from your steadfastness. Listen, you got to fight to get to it. Then you got to fight to keep it. Think about it with Jerusalem. How did they get Jerusalem? Walked in? Took it. And what they had to do when they got in it? That's how it is. Now we're trying to get back. How are we going to do it? We're going to walk back in it? Who told us that? That's right. He getting accurate now. Daniel said, he said the Kodashim of the Most High, he said we were going to take the Malkuth and possess it for alarm and alarm. I mean, we're going to be avid defenders of it. Just like when you get to the bar, you got to be an avid defender of it. Because it's always people going to try to fight you and try to discredit what you're doing. You can't worry about these bozos. You got to know for yourself. So my whole aim ain't about them. My whole aim is making sure I don't have a fabricated relationship. Christianity, anything I teach you that at Christianity, how many of y'all feel like I had a relationship as Christian? I did. Unlike these people, I wasn't going to tell no, I wasn't running around telling them, wow, something wrong with Christian. Just when I said it sounded like, didn't bother me one time. I read the book, and according to what they call Peter back then, he said, if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed. And then, according to them, in the 26th chapter of the book of Acts of the Charlotte King, Shaul and Agrippa told him, he said, thou almost persuaded me to be a Christian. I said, it's in the Bible. Jesus set up the Christian church. Shaul, Paul, Agrippa said he wanted to be a Christian. Peter said, if we suffer as a Christian, not be ashamed. I ain't had no problem with Christianity. Till you start learning that the people that wrote it tell lies too. You know what you learn? You can write a lie like you could tell one. They think if you write it down, it's the truth. Come on, people. Three Little Pigs, that's a true story too. It's written down, it ain't just verbally told. So it just show you can write a lie just like you tell one. So then we had to come back and uncover and dispel all this stuff. Y'all know, for those that weren't here, y'all know how difficult that was, just making that transformation from being Christian. We started out as the Way of God Church of the Lord Jesus Incorporated. That's how we started off back in about 2003. That was the name of the movement, the Way of God Church of the Lord Jesus Incorporated. How many of y'all came under the Way of God Church of the Lord Jesus? Yep. How many of y'all came when we were Sunday worshipers? Had to transform from that before we changed the name. We transferred from doing Sunday to Saturday at the time. We told them Saturday. And then later we moved them forward. Had to be crafted to do that. I brought them in and told them we're going to start doing Saturday Bible studies. So I bring them in on Saturdays and teach them. Come in, bring them in and teach them. Then I eased in, I let them know. I said, you know, they actually used to come in on Saturdays. I said, just like we're doing now. See, if I'd have just told them we're going to start coming Saturday from Sunday, they'd have fought it. I wouldn't have blamed them. I would have too. I'm finna get rid of Sunday. We're just going to come in on Saturday. You can do it, but you're going to be the only person now. And of course, you're going to say, well, more, they all going to go to hell anyway. That's why they're not. No, it's because you didn't know how to explain it to them. You had to give it to a person in a way where I can see that. I'm already doing it. I just need to understand the operation of what I'm doing. But in order to get them and convince them, you had to get them in under the cover of. You got it? And once people got comfortable with it, then you could bring it in. I start letting them know, really, we don't even have to come on Sunday because it's not even biblical. So now the people looked at, now they were looking at their Saturday and their Sunday was tied up. And since we already coming on Saturday, and Saturday's really when they came, really, Sunday be open, you can do whatever you need to do. See that? And look at them now. Now that's a way of life. You don't think nothing about it. I love to see some of them folks out there, them good Christian Sunday clothes on. Look at you little devil, you. Like you had such a beautiful time, you little sinner. Ain't that right? Go on the Rhine and get fat. Rhines and go to corral. Listen, they get more customers on Sunday than the other day. Ain't that right? Boy, them folk be hung up in that thing just way. They dreaming about every machine and all that, especially them nozzles you can pull it out and hang on them things. But that thing like going to Six Flags. Ain't that right? Six Flags with a buffet. Y'all all right? One toilet. All you gotta do is walk in the bathroom. I remember one time I was in there. Man, we had stayed up all night after the service. We was in our playing card. We had stayed there. We said, you know what, we're going to go up here and eat breakfast at Golden Corral one Sunday. Man, we were so tired in that park like we was in there. So one of the person was, I won't call his name, and ain't y'all business whether he here or not or he gone. So he was in there, went in that bath, so tired, watched my hand. I heard him on the phone time, yeah, yeah. And they got to stall the little door. You know the door up high, you looking, watch my hand. I see some legs swinging. I hear them, yeah, okay, ma. All right. Bye. Clicked, they hung up and sat their phone in their drawer. I washed my hand. I said, so I went on back out there to eat. I was just sitting back there, let me sit at the table. So somebody had called. They said, yeah. They said, yeah. They said, preach with you. They said, yeah. They said, preach with. I said, they said, well, I said, no. I said, no. I said, no, don't come. He said, Dwight, like, what? I mean, the person, like, what's wrong? I'm like, I said, man, no, I ain't calling no name. Y'all, listen. I'm like, y'all done seen the court. Strike that out your mind. So anyway, the person, I won't call that person name, Dwight. That's just him. This, I'm bad like that thing, like that phone, like little smoke coming. Like, man, I'm not putting that phone in my face. I said, what made you set that phone in your drawers? Boy, that's a fight. Woo! Yeah, that kind of helped turn me off and go to corral too. I said, how many other folk they draw to hold their phone while on them? Well, that's all kind of, for us to strange people. Somebody told me one time, said, what you do if you go to the toilet and if they ain't got no tissue, what you do? Who remember this? You get into you flap the water. Listen, you flap the water up from the toilet. And how you listen. So we said, we like, what? Yeah. We like, how you draw? Like, use one of your socks. We like, you take your sock off the white. They're like, yeah. You got two of them. So you take, I'm like, this right here. It ain't crossed my mind to go on no toilet. I lost a good earpiece one time. I was sitting there, I had mess, I turned around, that earpiece, listen, my phone was ringing. That thing fell in that toilet, and it swung around in that Super Bowl. Them laws in there. I said, I'm not getting that thing. I put that on mine. I ain't no clean anyway. That was a new, I want that earpiece too. Boy, it was something saying, grab the earpiece. The other one saying, why don't you put your hand in that toilet, somebody walk in? You go and get you a handful of mush. No, let that stuff go. I'm not reaching no toilet to throw no. They tell me something. Here's some people telling me, man, you know what? You might not believe it. They done did a sample, a study, inside a toilet, cleaning your mouth. I guarantee you, I won't ever find out. I ain't eating nothing out no toilet. That thing found out flush it. It took me to talk. Listen, do y'all understand when them logs, when that water, it made the log drag all the way around the inside of the toilet. Even don't leave a stand. Man, that water, them logs going like wide slapo. No, yeah, that's all it is. No. I'm not interested. Even don't leave a stain that been on there. You can't clean that out. I'm not interested. Now I know I got some toilet diggers in here because somebody looking, here's some folks looking, as long as I'm saved. When they start that, as long as I'm saved, it's something else. Like we play basketball. If you be some fault with him, oh, they lose. Then when you know. Like, woo, where you win? Yeah, you know, I'm really probably stop playing. I ain't really in. Because you know, as long as I'm saved, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hold on for a minute. You finna pull that stuff and you lose? Oh, it's some dirty jokers in here. They don't even play basketball. When they pull that stuff, do it have anything to do with my soul? Like, yes, at that point it do. And you gonna play that joke, you got something to do. You gonna bring up your soul after you lose it? You should have brought that up before you got on the court. Yeah, there's some dirty folks in here. You had to keep out. Y'all can turn that L on too now. Don't be scared of L. Yeah, I know that right. Woo. Unless y'all want to try to, especially Mike can't afford the heat. That man got so much butter on his own. I said, butter? That man go Colonial Baker and bake every piece of bread in there without it. That joker is greasy. How much grease you put on? Shea butter. You need to shea away from it. That joker got so much butter on his arm. Woo, them things greasy. Isn't that right? All right, we're going to look at that. This is Romans 15:4. And stay out the toilet. And go to corral unless you're going for breakfast. If I went up there, if you see me in there, it would be a Sunday morning, and you ain't. It would be shell egg omelet, them hash brown with the sliced up chicken and onions in it.
French toast.
Now I'm going to sit there, I'm probably need two of them. With the spinach all in there, that's all I can eat. I can't eat nothing else out there. That omelet, shell eggs, put the spinach in there, they got some hash brown with the chicken in it. That far as I can go, I can't eat the rest of that stuff. I can't eat that. I'm not finna eat no donuts. I'm not finna eat no cake. Man, stuff kill you up in that place. Man, you ain't paying but $9. Where you gonna get it? How much a box of Krispy Kreme cost? $17. Hold on for a minute, big man. Come on, big man. Big man, how you not? Hold on. Come on. Hold on for a minute. 12 pieces.
In the West End.
In the West End.
Ain't every people charge $18.
Let me ask you a question.
It might be 20.
When last time you got a 12-piece?
About 2 years ago. About 2 years ago.
Hold on. Look, let me turn around. I'm gonna come on that way. I'm sitting. I want y'all to tell y'all be honest now. Don't turn around. No. This man said he got about something 2 years ago. How many? Hold on. Just hand. How many of y'all believe it been a lot shorter than 2 years ago? Don't be trying to turn your head and look over that kid. All right, we just good, huh? Now go and put that check up there. There's no good way I won't believe that. That man hollered that price too fast, didn't it? The donuts going to $18 for real.
That's the buy one, get one half on price.
Buy one, get one half. So he bought one box for $12, then getting the second for. Carrie, how many bucks? Krispy Kreme is offering a dozen glazed donut for.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. Put another check for arguing with Google. Me and Google the two officials. Them ain't gonna say that's not true. Them folks seen it. You know what they did? You know what you did? Who are your other witness? Who is your witness? He said, get another witness. Keisha, hold on. Keisha, how many?
You know I'm cheap.
I know. You're right.
18.
And what Keisha? What happened, Keisha? How many of them don't know what Keisha? That man John said, another witness. Keisha, how many of them don't know what? That man thought, look at that. That Krispy Kreme right here. $18. Let me tell you, them things right here, I ain't gonna lie. You get you one, it melt down and go. One gonna make you get two. And when you go back for that fourth one, you gonna be sick. That thing hit you, you gonna be so sick, that sugar gonna hit you, be like, whoo, I should let them things alone. You don't play with them things, you play with that thing right now. Years ago, it used to be real stuff. Way back, I went to Ponce de Leon, we went there, that's back in the 70s. That when donut stuff was real now. I don't know what they making now. That thing ain't got no bread in it, that's all sugar. And I definitely can't, no sprinkles, all that. Man, you gotta be a kid to eat this. This stuff will kill you. Man, Cat, when you ate a donut, when did I tell you you want a donut with sprinkles on it? Double dozen. That the double. That double carrot. That we look. That's what you were buying the special offer. Cause this the original dozen. They got you the double dozen. You know what they did? When he asked for him twice, they said, oh, he want that double dozen. You nobody, because I know I buy them. I just listen, because I had them out. Say you been a Hank Aaron. Yeah. I give them out regular. I buy them. So I buy Western Child, I buy them, I give them out. I got fire department, police department, different places I take them to, I give them out. So I'm trying to figure out these prices out here again. So you've been buying a double dozen. Yeah, they seen you coming. $10 ain't worth it. Man, I remember we was in high school, man, them things were $5 a box. They bring them things, but you know what, they used to last longer back then. Them things, man, you leave them things 2 days, they gonna be stiff as a rock. Yeah, I can't eat that. I can't, like I said, I got a fresh box, I do one, but I probably ain't gonna touch it. Cause one gonna make you do two. And when you hit 3, 4, you finna be sick. That sugar hit, man, when that sugar hit you, that stuff upset you, I can't do it. How many of y'all can do more than 4 of them? It's some folks in here. More than 4? Oh, Lancaster come up. 6? 6 in the line? Well, y'all got me sick right here. Think about it. How many of y'all can't do 4 of them? I can't. Them things like them Riley guns. I can't do them things. Them things have me around there weaving. Them like them Riley guns. I hit 4 of them things, I'm done. And some coffee. Yeah, you get that coffee. I'm finna go and duct tape myself to a toilet. All that coming straight back. That's too much sugar. All right, let's look at this right here. Romans 15:4. Listen.
For whatever Nikatab before, Nikatab to Lamidas.
It was it was written to us so to teach us, instruct us, and show us, right? Go ahead.
So that through endurance and through the Nakum of the Ketubim, we might have Tikva.
That's it. So that's the goal of what we're trying to do. We're trying to obtain something for him. And in doing that, when we go back and we look at our Torah, and again, we look at all of the different offerings that we did offer, and those offerings were offered according to a criteria. They were offered by the Torah, by the law. And we learned that those things actually couldn't profit us. When we start looking at, and those things that he took were from the inward part, and they were valuable, but other than taking them in another resolve than burning them was getting a man to constrict them to following the order that he set. We did a lot of things in our past times, and a lot of things we did because we just followed. But now it was essential for us to get to the genuine part of ourselves. That's the inward part. Inside the cavity of your chest or the ribs or whatever, and you got a protection. That's what that's a lot of that for. If I hit you, certain things are there to, you don't have, well, you do have ribs to protect certain things that you can kind of hit in the inward, the front part that don't seem that needed much protection aren't covered. But a lot of things that are vital are protected by ribs and other cages to keep them because they're valuable. And guess what we do? We hide a lot of our secret ways in there too. We do. Inside here, we had a lot of things. So it was important to get them. He looked at, we wouldn't turn, he looked at what we need to do. We need to be tenderhearted. You know, they have a tenderizer you can put on meat when it's tough and let it set. And it'll sort of break it down for being so tough. You know what I'm saying? Some people cook a steak, it's just like you eat the bottom of a shoe. Some people know how to season. Listen, think about it. You got the mallet you can beat and hit it to soften the meat up, which goes along with him giving us correction. Because he said, whom he'll hard, he chased it, because the end is to try to soften you up. Because our hard ways and how we are a lot of times, we're more adamant about fighting than more or less than succumbing to. We'll succumb to things that are wrong, but when it's things that are right, we tend to kind of fight it and we use logic. We won't use logic and we won't fight wrong, but we'll fight right. So the goal is for us to get an understanding. Going this way, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tried on a lot of ends. But with that being done, you still have to be able to stand. And a lot of times, that's something we don't consider. Let's look at something. Let's see that 2 Corinthians chapter 4. We'll see one. Let's see where this goes. How about that? This ain't anything you don't know, just things we need to consider. Before we get through tonight and watch LeBrick Jane them, he get his third loss. I just want to see Hayward face. So I'm making Hayward stay. So I want to just sit across the table and just look him in his face. Watch that man, watch his career just going on down the drain more and more. There's some people now, they're going to try to, they'll gasp for straw to try to put him up there, keep him up there and try to make him better than Michael Jordan. I don't know why it's sickening.
Yeah.
Him and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Best play to put Curry is on a goat. Isn't that right? Put it on a goat or some chicken. Don't waste no time. These guys break it down. They not, what is he, 34-35? Mike 34-35. Gunning. Isn't that right? Bet they seen that 34-35. How they put these guys with them? Just stop it. All right. This is 2 Corinthians 4:1. Listen.
Therefore, when we have this shower, even as we receive recom, we do not lose love.
So what did he use for recom? Let's look this up. Cause you got these different writers. Oh, Khan. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Oh, cause he put the whole word together. We, the ooh, okay, the Khan. Let's see what Khan is, so people will know. Kind, graciousness, kindness, favor. So this go along with what we're looking at, right? Favor. He's saying we have this ministry or this service that we have. Let's go back over. Y'all see this? Beauty, kindness. We look at favor, okay? Let's go back. All right, so therefore, when we have this ministry, this shower, even as we have received favor, we do not lose love, heart, okay? We'll use a different word because it's different writers. Go ahead.
But we have renounced the secrets of dishonesty, not halak in
How
the
many of y'all remember what renounce is or don't remember? How many people don't know what renounce means? Renounce means to quit or resign. Put up that so they can see it. Take a picture. What we don't want to do is go through and use words and we don't know what it means. Then you don't know you're doing it, or you have done it, or you need to do it. So renounce. Formally declare one's abandonment or of a claim, right, or possession. That's what we did when we felt like we had the right to fornicate, the right to commit adultery, the right to drink, the right to smoke, the right to kazal. We renounced it. So what a lot of times people are reading, they'll assume he's trying to say announce. That's what I'm doing. We telling the people we ain't doing it no more. That's not what they were doing. They were quitting. We're giving up our possession to it. So a lot of time we're looking at what words mean, you get a better understanding of what the writer is trying to illustrate. When you don't know what it means, you just keep jumping over things, and sometimes certain words are key to what the action is. Y'all got it? So the fact that he just told you that we renounce, we formally declare one's abandonment of a claim or a right or a possession. And that's the hardest thing for us to do. Why y'all think that a lot of time, a lot of us still struggle with things we do? Because you haven't renounced it. Yeah, you still have a right to it, so you don't let it go. Hello? That's just like with marriage. If you're in adultery, you get out on them. You haven't renounced them. You still try to keep a claim to them. You hadn't abandoned them. You hadn't let them go, right? You got to neglect it. You got to let it go. That's just one illustration, because a lot of times people in here, you still do it, and that's why you still stay in your same struggle. They're looking at what they receive. He was looking at because of con. We realize it's because of favor. So we had to renounce the hidden things that people don't know. Just like the hate, different things you have, it's on your inward side. It looks hidden, but it does come out. It'll come out. It'll show itself. That's what the word come to do. It'll find us. Come on. Hold on, back up. Go back again. I saw at the bottom it says something at 2. Reject and stop using or consuming. Y'all see that? Renounced. Come on.
But we have renounced the secrets of dishonesty, not halak in the custom of a heap, nor falsifying the debar of Elohim, but by the manifestation of a moth, revealing against the knowledge of every being of Adam in the of Elohim.
Y'all see what we're doing? We're revealing against the knowledge of every being, because there's some knowledge that we have. We got to get people to give it up. That's some other thing we've done. That's why the book tells us, the writer tells us in 2 Corinthians 2:18, if any each being Yahusha, and the Mashiach, what is it? New creature. What happened? Old things are passed away, and all things, that's the difference. We start looking at what we're starting to manifest now, what we're starting to show, our action, our reaction, our behavior start becoming where they are in align themselves with the conduct or the mandate that Yahuwah has established for us. So what we have to do in order for that to happen, you got to renounce it. A lot of time what we had to struggle at, and it's normal, when a person first start in conversion or to convert, that you'll have more of a fight because you're at a point where you're trying to figure your way and start a way, but the old way is still prevalent. It's still there. They still have a stronghold. You're trying to break this. Like if you're coming from Sunday, you're trying to do Saturday. It's a way, because you had a lifestyle on Saturday. Saturday you can sleep late to get up, then you can go to the mall. Saturday stays up for them longer. Sunday don't last long. And it's the same hour time. It just seems like, you just got more time on Saturday. Things just work Saturday for you. You know what I'm saying? And by the time you get finished Sunday, they're like, man, everybody done. There's nothing to do. Then Sunday seems boring because you're looking at, you done interline your life with a custom. And of course, that way it's going to look right. And that's the thing that kills a lot of us, why it's hard to convert. Because a lot of time what a lot of us measure is, but all these other people are doing it. All these other people are wrong. All these other people gonna die. That don't seem logical. It seems like a smaller number would die before a larger number. But look at COVID. A large number died, didn't it? So you have to start considering things. Don't measure it based off of what people do. We want to measure it off of the writings. That's what he gave it to us, right? To teach us, to show us, to instruct us. And then so we can get the nakum, we get the patience, and we can receive the reward. So we can have a connection, we can get a bond with it. That's the goal of what we're trying to achieve. But we got to have an understanding. So sin, he said they had this shower. He said they had received calm and how they faint not, and now we're not walking and crafting it. Well, renounce the secret things of dishonesty, not walking in the custom of heaps of falsifying the debar of Elohim, but by the manifestation of the Amat, because the Amat going to show itself. And how do we see the manifestation of the Amat? Hands, hands, hands. Good answer. Yahushua HaMashiach. It shouldn't have took that long. In the beginning Was the Debar, and the Debar was with Elohim, and the Debar, the same in the beginning with Elohim. Then when it jumped down about verse 9, it said the Debar became flesh because it had to be manifested. Listen, seeing Yahushua gave so much evidence to the word existing inside of a man. Think about it. You see the word and you see you. A lot more distant than this. We saw Yahushua, we saw man, and we saw the word. We saw the word inside a man existing, coexisting. What he tried to put together in the gun. Coexisting of man and the word. We saw it. We beheld it. And you know how we acknowledged it? As the only begotten of Elohim. Full. And a mot. We saw it. We beheld it. We need to see it. That's part of limiting. The fact we got to see him do it. Think about it. You hear the word, you reading it from up here, you sitting right there. And it's actually further than that from you. That's how we saw it. That's how we saw it. Look at the 30th chapter right quick of the book of Allah Dabarim, 30 and 1. They call it Deuteronomy. See, if we don't, what's that? It's the same thing we could have got actually in the book of Romans. Think about the 10th chapter. Allah Dabarim 30 and 1. That's 31 and 1. 30 and 1. 30. Approach 80. All right, listen.
So it shall be when all of these things have come upon you,
the what?
The Baraka and the All-Ah, which I have set before your Panim, and you shall bring back them to your Lab among all Goim, where Yahuwah, your All, has banished you there.
See that? Listen, we talked about that before, right? And guess what? Guess where it's coming upon us at? Where we've been banished at, showing again the validity of the word. Are we in Jerusalem getting it?
No, sir.
Guess what coming on us? We getting the Allah, the curses, the COVID, everything else we getting. These are the Allah, and we also getting the Baraka, the fact that he giving us salvation. He told us where it was going to come on us, right?
Yes,
let's think about it. Let's think about this, what he just said. Now, we got a parallel with something we can understand. When they was in Mizraim, when Mushah came down, what did he come down to show the people? Signs, like what? Huh? And that would be the Baraka.
All-Ah.
That would be the curses, the Allah. And guess where that came on them at?
And
it came on them in a land that was not theirs. And guess what wound up happening to them at the last while they were there?
Baraka.
How was the Baraka?
They got out, they were saved.
So guess what came on them? All of the Allah, the curses, and all of the Baraka. Guess what's coming on us right now? Allah. Guess what we're waiting on now?
The Baraka.
The Baraka. And it's going to come on us in a place where you've been vanished. See, but this is the thing. You can't just take it because you read off this page. You got to take it for the fact there's evidence of this. Otherwise, if this is where, to me, this is me, where I felt like we messed up. And the reason why I said it, because I look at how I see things, how I rationalize things. You know what I'm saying? And it give me the strength and ability to hold on and not quit and give up. I got to be able to parallel with some people that I seen that he hard, that he loved, that it came upon him. And that his love came in, his heart came in, overshadowed everything that they suffered through. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you're going through, people talking about, oh, don't worry, weeping may endure for a night, but joy. When you weeping, who's sitting there talking about stalking? You're thinking, if you don't shut up and get out of my face. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it. When you're in a place where things aren't working out for you, it's really hard to try to keep your mind focused on the word because you're dealing with, when something hurts you, that's greater than anything else at that time. Am I correct? When Yahushua was on the two, you kept talking about, oh, how I love him. Oh, I love you so much. Remember? Oh, I love you. Y'all can spit on my hip, man. You can pierce me in my side. I just love him. That man said, you forsook me. That's what he said. Because you know what he was? He was a man. He was a man. What else was he going to say? Why wasn't he just sitting up there start getting to pray? All the kaboo, all the kabod to your shim right now. This ain't nothing to me. I'm looking at what I'm going to receive in the afterlife. I'm going to get a double in the regenerate. Y'all remember he was up on the tube saying that? That man looking at, man, I've been left. Ain't nobody with me. I'm all by myself. I had to give my mother away. That man dealt with everything that a human being deals with. And you needed to know that, because when you process things, it's easy for me to quit. If I'm going through something, I start thinking about my carnal situation versus his word. First time I said, I ain't going to be saved, because I couldn't keep my mind on it. Right then I felt like he left me, forgave me, so I can't be saved. So giving me a man who had the word inside of him, yet he yielded to the same thing I would have done. He'd have considered my situation. I'm looking at what I'm suffering right now. I'm feeling like you not with me. I'm feeling like I am left and forgotten. I feel like I am forsaken. I need to see that. I need to see that. And I need to see the outcome. So that was to give me the patience. Then the reward comes if I wait. That's salvation. See, he has to put us in these situations. We have to know this, because the situation, this I think what kills us. You're looking for a situation to happen like this. Let this man, let me borrow you for a second. You've been praying. A hypothetical, I come up and I kiss. Now he said, this the book. He kissed me like Yehuda. And he looking, now we're going to come, a band of soldiers. We're going to take him off and lead him and tie him up and blindfold him, and we're going to hit you. Tell me who hit you. Now he can get there. He's saying, oh, this the word right here. I seen this. I done it. He's looking at it. You're looking for things to happen to you the exact same way you've read it. Your situation is going to come in you in a different aspect. But you got to still be cognizant and understanding he's still working. See, we'll get it that way. Isn't that right? If he was riding on a donkey and the donkey ran out across the grass somewhere, Roy, he'll be saying, oh, I seen it before. Then he got somewhere and it walled in. He'll say, oh, I'm holding on. I ain't even going to beat this ass. No. I seen this before. And exactly. But you have to learn how to channel from those situations and know for yourself that he's still working for you, even in correction. But a lot of times we faint because you're looking for the exact same situations. Okay? All right, come on.
And your return to Yahuwah, your all, and you return to Yahuwah, your all, and Shammah to his call with all your lob and with all your nephash, according to all that I amar you today.
See that?
You and your benin.
Because it was going to be the curse that fell on us. It was going to be the baraka that he gave us. Now it's going to make us want to return back. And now we'll return with all our law, because the fact we left, we couldn't have had all our law in it. And that's what happened to him. A lot of us, all our heart not in it. That's why a lot of things had to be taken away from us. Well, that's why you got to be challenged on everything you got. You'd be surprised how many things in our life are more prevalent than the word. We won't know it till it get touched.
That's true.
Till he touch it, take it, and move it, you'll never know. In your mind, you'll think, man, this stuff don't mean nothing to me. Till somebody get it, you be thinking, why they had to get that? I wasn't trying to lose that. I'm telling you, the only way you know, the only way you're going to know. So a lot of times what you might count as hate, and him he moving away a lot of things sometimes that wind up being a weight on us. When he told us to lay aside every weight, all right, how many of y'all heard this? Lay aside every weight. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all understand that? Do it right now. You know what you're saying yourself? I can't think nothing else a weight. I guarantee you got one.
Yeah. Because
I got it. See? Because you know how you process it. It really ain't like that to me. I'm telling you, that's how you process. You're not finna get, I got some stuff in my closet, keep going, I said, I'm finna throw this stuff away. I wasn't, and I know I need to go. I don't walk right past. I keep going. I said, I might need that one day. I got a shirt, ain't no way I'm wearing it. If I wear that shirt, I got to get the size of 2 ears. But I said, well, I'm going to just wait. You never know what might happen. Because sometimes you don't want that. I just like the color. I just like how it looks. I ain't going to wear it, but I just got it. And you know what? It could be a weight.
Yeah.
He show you, you'll get stuff, just something simple like a shirt or some shoes or something. It'll be something, you know what? You might say, why don't you give yourself? No, I like those. You'll be surprised how much you could like them. You'll be surprised. And you're thinking, a lot of us think it's some big major things sometimes we need to get rid of. It's some small things. Because you'll put affection on it. You'll box it and keep it. You be like, that's just something say. It's something that means something to you. And you ain't gonna believe how Yahuwah operate. Anything that means something to you, I need to see it. We need to go through it. Because if it means something to you, you'll wind up might turn away from me for it. Sometimes we don't think. I'm telling you, how many of y'all done thought of the weight, got the weight? Y'all ready to put your weight down? How many of y'all ready? Nobody. How many of y'all can hear what I said? Raise your hand. How many of y'all ready to get rid of weight right now? One person? Two people? Did you raise your hand? It was real low. It was like that. See, them tell why a lot, for me, why you thinking, be careful. And you find out you be talking, that ain't no weight. It's a weight. It's a weight. You'd be surprised how many weights we all carry. Because when you leave it to people, when people examine it, to them it ain't no problem. I remember one time when I first got diagnosed with high blood pressure, my doctor was trying to tell me about something and what I need to do. I left that joke. I went to an all-natural doctor. I said, quack, don't know what he's talking about anyway. I went to that doctor. He told me the same thing other doctors. I said, he a nut too. I said, both of them don't know what they're doing. They just had degrees and stuff. They don't know what they were doing in the field that I came to see them for. And they didn't know what they were talking about either. And folks said, I said, it ain't a problem to me. They said, you saying it's not a problem, but it's a problem. It's a stretch to your body. I said, I can handle it. They said, no, you can't. They said, if you could, you wouldn't have the problems you have. So you know what we learn how to do, and that hurts us? You learn how to carry weights. Okay, let's look at Yahushua. What did he do? He carried it too. And what happened to him? He needed help. What happened to him? After the help, he wound up dying. That's what happened. You'll carry weight. So why you think when you lay aside every weight?
It'll kill you.
Let's start with the weight. It'll kill you. You just don't really think about it. Look at Adam. Listen, the man done went out. His wife came back. Man, she kept nigga. I'm so hungry. I can't hardly wait. He said, we going over here. We going over here. No, I want to eat over there. I just want to eat. Why we got to eat over there? Come on, eat it. We done been told we can't. Come on, eat it. I already ate it. Come on, eat it with me. See, she waited on him till he ate it, till he wound up dying.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to lay aside every weight. I'm just telling you. And when EU went through, you know that why he told him?
Curse Elohim.
That's what she told him. She said, go on and curse him so you can move. You got your situation. I don't want to see, and it looked like the best thing. You know, life support, unplug. What's this machine called? Life support. Let me ask you a question. Why you want to unplug it? That's why they got me on here. It support my life. Yeah, we need to unplug and he live. It's called a life support machine. Can we please leave the damn thing on?
That's right.
I be telling folks, don't be unplugged. Don't be making no say my kid. Don't be going to touch nothing. Y'all better take that thing to the wall. Oh, clumsy nigga, when he clumsy nigga come in. No, yeah, he walked in and kicked. Wow, that thing done kicked out. Raw gone, y'all. No, Raw ain't gone. Joe done kicked that foot up and boom. That Joe was walking that day, he was just trimming on stuff broad daylight. Let him see me from outside that door. Get one of them little plexiglass windows there, let him looking at one. Don't let him lean on because he sweaty. He ate through the glass and went out and headbutt me and killed me. But yeah, you got to, man, please. All y'all unpluggers, y'all unplug yourself. I told, man, tell them folks to hook that generator on top of that building too. Man, no. You don't know when a nigga might come back. Ain't that right? Tell me, he ain't breathing up. It's called a life support. Leave it on. I need it. When I don't need it no more, I can listen. When Yahuwah wants you, that machine gonna keep you. I just want to put that at the edge of something. I think preacher done changed. Preacher want, no, leave me alone. Come on.
Yahuwah, then Yahuwah, your all shall restore you from captivity.
Look at that. When you return with all your law. See, before you get back to the place you came from, you got to get back to the place you got to be with him, Ruachni. See, after he said, after you got in the all and the baraka, he said, then you'll return to him with all your law. Then I return you from your captivity. You know how many of our people left him, went over to Yasharal, got stuck in Dimona, and ain't went no further.
That's right.
All they got out here, now they got out here, and they found out it's 500 different names. And it's exactly where they need to be at. Because first of all, they never got to the point that they let everything happen that was supposed to happen. And on top of that, they should have waited on that man to turn back with all they law. A lot of them got over there. You know what they did? They wound up stealing to get there and got there and still stealing. They done got over there. The women done put back on paying. The men won't work. They done got all these white and made a complete mess. because nobody want to go through and do it the way he taught. I understand the desire to want to go back. Who won't want to go back? But right now, that ain't our place. Right now, the people that done come, he done told you, that place done became the habitation of Shadim.
That's right.
Ain't nothing but straight Shadims inherited that place. Folks lying, doing everything, ain't got no business, and then when they get back here, they worse.
Yep.
He told it, the last will stay on worse than the first.
That's right.
I met some of these folks that come back, you see these folks, you trying to figure out, where you come from? Yeah, I was on there, you looking at these folks like, how in the world you look like that? What in the world you got your, they don't keep no Shabbat, they working and everything on Shabbat and get finished. They done went to Tel Aviv, Horn and everything, looking just like the rest of the people. How you get there and you do worse than you were doing here?
That's right.
Because the first thing, you didn't get your understanding together. First thing we need to do is understand what we need to do. This man had a reason why things had to work. Just like them, how many of them people jumped up that we read about and left Mizraim before Musa let them out?
Not one.
No, they sitting out there all by the Red Sea telling, man, we've been waiting on y'all. Nobody. Everybody left. He brought them people out together.
That's right.
That's the same. He gonna move us out now. He gonna move us as a mass drove when he bring us out of him.
That's right.
Just like a raw, when he bring out his sheep, or
That's
he bring
right.
out his, we bring his fold. He gonna bring all of them. Why he gonna leave some? But these people won't wait, and then get up there and get a lot of stuff misconstrued. Get up there and start speaking Yiddish, and get up there and go and super glue some little Shirley Temple locks on. The worst thing to do, I'm being honest, the worst thing to do is get mixed up with these Yiddish people.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. This ain't no fight with none of my operate. One called it Hebrew, Akim, Aku. It's the fact that these people have came up and messed the dialogue up so much. We spend more time arguing over words.
That's true. That's true.
It's important, but the enunciation is important. But the problem is, we got everybody fighting. When you get back up there, you ain't gonna get no correct pronunciation. From who? The only way you gonna get it, you gotta find our original people that were there. And those people, they done wiped out. So everybody just saying something. Everybody took the man's name and throw about 100 more syllables on it. Because everybody all over the place. And then, so the thing for me is, let's sit down and do this. These people had a relationship somewhat with him before they had a name. Let's try to get back and get an understanding of what it is he wants to do and know him by his characteristics. And let him do what he did. He'll give us the name. If there being a correction need to be done, let him give us the name. Isn't that right? We take from what we have and we got. Because I'm telling you, it's so many disciplines have got involved. Too many people have handled our word. When you read, everybody translating from the Greek, which don't make sense. Why are they translating? These were more captives of us. The Greeks lost us, then the Persians got us. When we stopped speaking our language, we started speaking Aramaic. We started doing Aramaic writings. So many people have handled us and misconstrued so many things, and now it's just a fight. I want to get clean living. I'm telling you, we get this living down right, the man gonna do what he said. Some of the study people got, these folk can't define this stuff. Then you going with Brown and Briggs and all these people. Who are these people? These people are Christians. Everybody we research through these people, these guys, listen, they're not serious about their research. Look at the people who are giving you your writing. There's no way I can go through the writings and read that everything I'm doing is wrong. Everything I'm doing is fabricated. Everything I'm doing is fiction, and go find the truth, right? Record. Listen, you know how much work it takes to go through there and define every word and where every word root from, what every word actually mean and how they saw it, and come up and tell you, I'm a Christian. Don't make no sense. That's too much work and time not to believe it. Not just to give you the word, but give you where it rooted from. And then to be able to go tell you, we really can't tell you how this word came, because we've done every research and it can't be found to give you validity, just say where it came. But we know this is the word they use. To go and show you when words were used and what context it was used, why this word is used versus this word, why this word is favored, why these are all the different definitions for the word, or how the word is enunciated, and they use their discipline, and they're going to kill us every time. We're going to have to break away from them. We got to break away from them. But they know that. Little by little, we break away because we question it. First thing they got in school, they didn't teach you question. You read the book, and whatever said the book, that's the right answer. That's how they got us. You in school, when you see them go tell a teacher, the book wrong. What you going to do to a student bring you the book wrong? Tell them, go sit your behind and shut up. That book ain't wrong. Nobody questioned the book. And they know that. They taught us that. Why would you question the book? But how many times we found books that have been misprints? So you can make a mistake in your writings. See, with us, we couldn't make a defect. That's why he had these people to sit down. And you know what he did to make sure they didn't make no mistake? You had to copy it out. When Musha went up and he got this cook, Musha didn't write that. The book said he wrote it. Guess why? I don't want no errors. Yeah. Now what you go from him, everybody else he told them, you were supposed to copy. You shouldn't make no mistake if you copy. Right. It's just like if you trace something. You just lay a white piece of paper on top of it, you shouldn't make no mistake. All you're doing is tracing. He never left in our hand, you just started doing. How you feel? Whatever you say, I'm with it. No, you're going to say exactly what I'm going to tell you to say. That's how he had it. You're going to say what I told, thus say Yahuwah. You tell them this is what I say. I ain't saying, listen, whatever you say, I got you. Just go ahead and tell them. No. Don't work like that. We need something to back up what you're saying. How do we just comfortably sit down when all these people had to have all these references, all this stuff they had to see, then there had to be manifestation to come up to prove it out. When it was something that was told us that was going to be too to happen, the book said we had to wait on it. He said, man, he said $1 million coming right now. Well, when it get here, that's when we'll believe it. That's right. They knew it. When it's something like that come too, they said they had to wait on it. Nobody went, the way we move now, how they got us operating and what they got us believing now, they got us in a sense of where it just made a mess out of us. Our people just took off the things and ran the thing, and now you got to come back and you got to get rid of all this stuff. You got to get rid of all these ideas, all the way you've been operating to get back to the mind. And a lot of things going to be questioned. Yes, sir. I made it known plenty of times. I ain't sold on none of these people. So please don't ever go tell that lie to me. I'm not sold on these people. I know these people my captives. What my captives going to say? Call my captain going to come here, they're going to try to make it confusing. Because I'm seeing other people, you hear what they're saying, you're saying, how did you come up with that? Where did you get it from? Then you got everybody want to add their own stuff. Everybody want to make up another name. Everybody want to pick their own savior. It's like, y'all got a lot going on. But then we got to look at the people that took us captive. See, they forced our people to where now everybody been left to their own devices. Versus, let's go back over what these people put down. Let's research it, make sure we understand it. And let's see, does it make sense to the behavior that he recommended for us? A lot of study people, does it make sense for the behavior he recommended for us? That's all I'm trying to find out. Okay, that's more than people want to know, don't it? I want y'all to always know where I'm at. I don't want to be no mystery to you. I'm not sold on any of these people whatsoever, okay? I'm sold on Yahuwah and Yahushua. So when I'm looking at these people, I'm looking for patterns of behavior. Y'all got it? Yes, sir. And sometimes they'll arrest a person, they'll get them. They might catch them on one crime, they'll charge them with some more. They say, how you charge that? Because of the pattern. We see a pattern with you. You know what I'm saying? We feel a pattern. Or they can find fingerprints. When we caught you here, we went did fingerprints and found out you responsible for all these. That's what we're doing with Yahuwah. When something said, we're trying to find fingerprints.
Yes, sir.
Decide, can we associate them with it?
That's right.
You just can't take what these people say. I need to understand it. Does it make sense? Why would he bring me back if my heart is not changed? What is it? Let's be honest. What are you expecting going to happen?
Put out again.
Why is that going to happen? That's just common sense. So I need to understand it. It makes sense. Why is he going to tell me he's going to bring me back and I'm the same person? The people that left here and went to the morning, they're the same person.
Same people.
There was no change. Why were they expecting things to work out? Why wouldn't you just sit down and take your time and look? Because people are so driven to run our people out here to get away. Most of the folk that ran away, they were criminals.
Yeah.
Most of them, they were criminals. That's why they got out of here. I know they were. Those folk, listen, I astound. Most of them folk out here were criminals. They got there and they were criminals. Now, in their mind, they going to say they weren't criminal because they weren't taking all the heat. You took from your own people.
That's right.
They were criminals. And they ran and got a bunch of these folk, shot them out here and got them here and made a fool out of them. Wasn't much difference between them and the Jones camp.
Yeah. A
lot of them folk that came back, a lot of them quit.
It's true.
I'm telling you, a lot of folk that went on that group that came back, were born over there, kids that came and grew up, they came back, they don't have nothing to do with nobody.
Nope. That's right.
Some of them watch me because they know it. They disgusted. They disgusted with the whole thing because people made a fool out of them. All these folk do it. Every time you find a group, it's always one man and all these women.
Yep.
The women, I remember the women in the book, and Shaul told her that. They lead captive, silly women laden with Qatar. Ever learning, never able to come into a mind. I don't know, every time you watch these camps, that's all there's a sex camp.
That's right.
It ain't all, it's just about everyone, sex always involved. It's always the bang, like, yeah, what the white man told you. He tried to teach you it was wrong, huh? No, the book taught me it was wrong.
That's right.
Isn't that right? That's how we know the book taught us.
Yes, sir.
When he put them in the garden, he made them male and female, and he let them know, that's your wife.
Yes, sir.
These folks always trying to get out of something. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Come on, son, let's finish up.
Yes, sir. Then Yahuwah your all shall restore you from captivity, and have compassion on you, and return and gather you from all the where Yahuwah your all has scattered you there.
Mm-hmm.
If your outcasts are at the end of the Shamayim, from there Yahuwah your all shall gather you, and from there he shall bring you back.
Mm-hmm.
Yahuwah your all shall bring you into the Arats, which are both possessed, and you shall possess it, and he shall prosper you and multiply you above your aboth.
Let's say that. Look how I'm coming down. Look at that. Yahuwah your Elohim shall bring you into the land which are
both possessed,
and you shall
possess it,
and you shall
prosper
you and
multiply you
above your Abba. When we start looking at that, when he brought Adam in, he brought Adam to a place that he possessed. That's why he put Adam in the garden, because that's where Yahuwah was. That was his Abba. We're looking for pattern of behavior. Does it make sense for the father to bring the son into a place that he possessed? Yes, because we're looking at Adam. Adam was the son of Elohim. Hello?
Yes, sir.
That's why he put him in the garden, to possess it. Because he was the son, that's why he inherited. That's why he gave him to do. He let him know, you inherited this. This is where I am. When Yahushua left him, he told you that where I am,
there you shall be also.
And we know Yahushua is who?
Ben Elohim.
The Ben Elohim. Let's see. Yeshayahu chapter 96. They call it Isaiah. Tight right now. Man, look at this the world now. Everybody just got to wear a mask. Y'all ain't gonna never be outside. Just wear a mask, man. Some of y'all gonna miss the whole world. World gonna end. They ain't gonna make it in my pot. Listen, we're gonna be bad. Someone gonna be sending them out cool, and they gonna come out with a mask on. Talking about, I ain't even no judge, man. I had a call. I didn't. Even, they outside to get who you talking. Yeah. I ain't get judged. They're like, where you was? We had the judgment. Yeah, my doctor told me to stay home for 6 to 8 weeks. Like, man, it's too late. Everybody where they supposed to be. You just got to hang outside the gate with you and your mask. Well, all them folk done told me, man, just put a mask on going outside. Listen.
For a Yalet shall be born to us.
So that a child shall be born up. What was the sex based off of that? Come on, put the check up in camera. I know it. You want me to do it for you? Try to hold on for it, though. You my fam. 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 I know. That's all right, man. We just take our time, fam. You know what I'm saying? Let's take our time, fam. That bring that right answer out. If you have to, listen. If you have to, you can lay on the floor right here. No, seriously. No. Honestly, the floor. No, seriously. Really, what's better for it, the floor actually will help align the back and put the feet up. Because you want to take the pressure out of the floor and help align it because the floor stay flat. A mattress, it'll curve with your body. So no, seriously, come on, lay down. I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't about to mess. Seriously. Yeah, you all right? Man, listen, you at home. They go, listen, let me tell you about these people. Huh? How many pictures you think they took by the time you walked up here? You can't wait. Look who you looking at, veteran. No, I don't know, man. Listen. I tell you what. If somehow that picture pop up, it won't come from our heart. Yeah, that's how we. Y'all know that we honest. But now I want your back better. A lot of y'all need to do that with them bad back. You lay on the floor help, but you gotta put your feet up so you can take the pressure. Even when you lay down flat, okay? This is your problem. When you lay flat, the middle. Let me get that check, big man. The bottom part right here of your back is what typically doesn't touch it. So the weight is suspended here and here. That middle part right here, that bottom right here, that's where your problem at. I just need to lay down. The floor can kind of help you align that a little better and when you put your feet up, it takes the pressure off of the lower back. Remember the lower back, that's your swivel. You know what I'm saying? Am I telling them wrong? A lot of them don't know no better. They just be doing stuff. That's why I'm telling you that, because it'll help align. Like, sit down. Now what you're doing, he's sitting down. So this is what he's doing. This him. Yeah, because the top part, this is already base him. So now the pressure is him. The top part is just pushing down on that lower spine. So to help it out, you want to lay down, put the feet up so you can take the pressure off of the lower back and see that kind of help start to kind of line it back. Yeah, you're at home. Listen, you're at home. And you was at one of them other churches, no, you couldn't do that, but you're at home. We ain't gonna mess with your silly. Yeah, get him a chair where he can put his foot right there. Get him a little something. Yeah, man, you at home. Listen. This, you know, well, that's psychological right now. You think about them taking pictures. Don't think about them people like that. No, we want you here. Listen, this is the house of healing. That's why you get information. You come to get healed. That's right. You got to believe. And you got to give a special offering. Say, come with a pillow to help you out. That's what we do. Hold on. They ain't like the immersion towel we gave with that time. Hold on, we might have to get him a sheet and all that. He getting way come now. No, go ahead, Ron. But listen. So for a yarlet shall be born. We didn't know what it was. And look what he told us.
A Ben shall be.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Pay attention to us. So what spirit we should have been looking for? What we should have been looking for? Flesh. See, all that's what thing we don't think about. Because you just said it born. So guess whose child is going to be? Ours. So guess what we're going to offer? Our own. That's what Abraham did. When did he really establish his relationship with Abraham to know that he actually harmed him? After when? When he was offering his being. He said, now I know you're a hard man. Because you would. So now he's saying, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Remember, you're supposed to be in the benim of Elohim, of Abraham. Well, Abraham has a pattern. Well, I'm giving you an opportunity to receive the kind because you're going to follow the pattern. So the pattern is, I'm going to listen, Abraham, did Abraham make that son of himself? What happened? Amaleki told him that Sarah was going to conceive. Amaleki let him know, you ain't going to believe this. Amaleki just told y'all that you were going to conceive. You're going to have a son. You'll have a son, so you'll have something to offer. No, let's look at this. Okay, this is what you hadn't thought about. Hands. What would be the purpose of giving you something to offer? Hands. Don't take that long. None you ain't been taught. Ed, wrong answer. Come on. Who? Okay, how long? Did I call it before he said it? Yes. Come on, what? Tell them why. Everything that entered the matrix is Elohim's through the matrix. You talking about, he said, they would have said in the come closer so we can hear it. The question was, this is something we got to remember. Abraham offered his only son, okay? This son, he was given of Elohim because Amaleki came and told him that Sarah was going to conceive and have a ben. And it was going to be his own, okay? Later, he was given to offer that. He told him, I want you to offer your son. I separated that son from your other son. I want you to offer me your son, because leaving both of them there will leave confusion. He let him know. Sarah found that, she found, what's his name? Ishmael. Ishmael was mocking the other one. She told him to get him out. Purpose of that too, because if I told you to offer him, I don't know which one. So when I separate and I get rid of, it's only one. Same thing he did with Adam. And you ain't gonna believe it, Boston. He didn't let it grieve him either. He knew, cast out that man and his wife. See, when he was cast out, remember, when he cast out Ishmael, he also had to cast out his mother. When he put out Adam, take you and the woman and get out. And he told Abraham, don't let it grieve you because of the lad. Why would he be able to tell him that? Because really he should have asked him. I'll be honest with you, Yahuwah. You ever kicked the son out before? You know what it's like to put your only child out? I'm just curious, do you know? Because, I mean, anybody can tell you, cast out the son. I'm just curious, have you ever cast out one of yours? And it didn't grieve you. That's what they did with Adam and Kaor. So when he told don't let it grieve him, it's simply because of, guess what? You ain't going to believe it. I already did it. So now when you got Abraham, and then you're talking about people that's going to come and be descendants of Abraham, that means that these people are going to bear the same traits and ideas. So now you've gone, and I've given you a son, and I let you knew you were going to have one before it came. Because surely I do, except I revealed it to the Navaim. So now he knows that he's having one. Now Elohim come and said, now I want you to offer him up. You're only one. And he went to offer him. He said, now I know you are hard me. Because Abraham was willing to give him up and make him become a zabak, which is a sacrifice. Now here you come along, and we the benim of Abraham. You ain't gonna believe it. I'm gonna do y'all a solid. That's what they call it. I'm gonna do you a solid. Y'all gonna have a son. Y'all getting a baby. You should know what come with this. You have to offer him though. Okay, see the pattern. I asked y'all why you need to know about that, why he had to give you the offer. Let's see. First of all, you were told you were gonna be called Kohan. Okay, Kohan, don't you need something to offer? So why you think I gave you a son? That's what they call a priest. It's a Kohan. Well, to be a Kohan, you need to have something to offer. That's why I gave you the son. Our book said we were going to be Kohan and Malakim. Okay, what you offering? Where's your offering? Exactly. So I need to give you a son. Why y'all think we picked him? When we asked who do we want? Barnabas, born of the Abba, or do you want Yahushua? Who do we choose? You know why we picked him? You can have told her he was the Lamb of Elohim. Offering. If they'd have told her that Barnabas, who they call Barabbas, they would have told us that he was, of course we'd offer him. But we were already told he was the Lamb of Elohim. So it only made sense to offer him up. Plus, this solidified your position. How was you going to be a Kohan when you had nothing to offer? Listen, the only reason we look at Yahushua and we were told about him being Melchizedek. Melchizedek, without ending or without beginning or ending of days, Yamin, days. Yet the book said he had to have something to offer. He even had to have something to offer. So now I just told you guys that you were Kohan. Where's your offerings? Why would I tell you in the 12th chapter of the book of Romans that I present you our king, that you present your body? Or what would that? Who you gonna give it to the offering? Okay. Where's he at? Where's the Kohan at for you to give him to him? That's why I made you a Kohan. So you can offer yourself. Come on. The problem we had with the other one, by reason of death, they couldn't continue. So if I made you a Kohan, then you always got somebody to offer up for you. 13th chapter right quick of the book of Abarim. They call Hebrews. Yahuwah willing, we try to come back. It don't take long, just need to have understanding. Abarim, they call Hebrews. Abarim. Abari. We do Abarim because it say Hebrews, right? So that's plural. Abarim. 13, 11. That do 11. Let's see where they go. I think 14 might be what I want. Let's see. This is 13 and 11. Listen.
For the basar of beasts whose
But let's go up. Give me 10. Let's see what he's talking about. We're trying to jump in here. Listen.
We have an altar which they do not have authority to my abadim of the Mashakan to eat over it.
The Mashakan, remember, that's the sacred place. To eat over it. Come on.
For the basar of beasts whose dung were brought in to the Mashakan.
Hold on, let's see something. Back down again. 10th chapter, that 10th verse. Listen to this. We just ran over there. We have an altar which they do not have to my service of the Mashkan, they call it to eat over it. Hands, reference. Hands. Hand jumped down. I had him back here in the back first. Did the hallway up? He said, yeah. Did he say yeah? What is he saying? Oh, we do? Hold on. See, why you looking like that? He did like, oh, goodness. He been on a road. It might be a recovery time, y'all. Hold on. What you got? Who? Daoud? No, I'm telling you. Who you saying? Exactly. I want to see if you're going to stand on Daoud when he ate the showbread. They had bread that they kept in the mashkan that nobody was supposed to eat it but the Kohan. They were the only people supposed to eat it. Yahusha even brought that up. When they talked about him doing so, he said, what about Daoud when he ate the showbread? He said it wasn't lawful for him to eat it. In the days of Abatha, who was the Rosh Kohan, he told them after him and his men had been out fighting, they were hungry. And he had bread that was in there, but it was only for the Kohan. And Daoud came in, he told them they had kept themselves away from women. Had they done certain acts, he said then they could lawfully eat it. That's how Daoud ate the showbread. Hello? What about the showbread? Huh? So then when you look at it, he's talking about they had authority. He said they didn't have a right to eat over it. Y'all got it? Come on. For
the basar of beasts whose dung were brought in the Mashikan to the atonement of Katah by the hand of the Rosh Kahan.
Oh, wow.
Burned outside the camp.
Y'all hear what he said? So what we learned then? No profit in what? In the flesh. That's why Yahushua could tell you that the flesh profited nothing, that the words I speak in you, they are ruach and they are kai. That's why I let them know. That's why we took it and burned it, because he was trying to show him it's no profit. I don't need it. So when you thinking he needs your flesh, he said, I actually don't. I could burn it outside the camp. I don't need it. Come on.
For this, Yahushua also, that he might kodash the
did what?
Through his own dung.
Did what?
Suffered outside the door.
Y'all didn't get that, did you? How many of y'all don't get that? Hands. That's good. That's why we talk about it. You need to know why. That's why they couldn't do it in Jerusalem. They took him outside the camp. Remember, that was flesh. The place they told you when Pelotus, he wrote a title, and he put on it, well, this is Yahushua, the Malak of the Yahudim. It told you that this title read many. You know why? Because the place where he crucified him was not to the city. It was close to the city. It was outside the city. So everybody that came out to hear crucifixion, they had to go outside the camp. It wasn't done in Jerusalem. It was flesh. See, these people can't explain because they don't have any doubt. They don't have any deal. They think the man was done in Jerusalem. He was not. He had to be done outside Jerusalem. Just like when we took the offerings, we took what we kept. The rest of it, you burned it outside the camp. So since it was flesh, we had to take it outside of the camp. Come on.
Let us therefore go out
Hold
to
on.
him.
Let us therefore do what?
Go out to him.
Where?
Outside the camp.
That's why the people came out to see him. Doing what?
Bearing his reproach.
See that? Now we're going to take on his chain, because he said, reproach of them that reproach thee. So you know I'm going to put it back on you. He said, now he told us to go out bearing his reproach. Then you're going to suffer. What you think we're doing outside him? You outside Jerusalem, ain't you? And you ain't going to believe it. And you suffering. And you know why you suffering? Because you bearing his reproach. People that hate him, what they can do to him right now? So who they can do it to? So guess what you're doing? Bear his reproach. See, these people they don't teach these people nothing. Come on, listen.
For we do not have a lasting city here.
See that? Guess what? I'm going to build up everything I got in America. I'm going to be here forever. He said we don't have no lasting city here. Come on.
But we seek the city which is to come.
And they learned that. We learned that from who? From who? The Tower of Babel? Now when you use that. What you got? Oh, he's trying to use with Jeroboam against Rehoboam. When Yasharal, actually Rehoboam, Jeroboam, they didn't make him a leader till after. Jeroboam wouldn't have been a leader yet. They only made him after they separated. They divided him when he was going to divide the people. So Jeroboam, who he's looking at, who they call Jeroboam, Jeroboam wouldn't have been Malak over Yasharal until they separated from Rehoboam. Rehoboam was the son of Shalom, who they call Solomon. who was the Ben of Daoud. Where you should have looked at, kind of would have looked at, when Yasharal had gone out from Misraim, everywhere they went, they kept thinking that was the place. And he would let them know that wasn't their inheritance. So when they knew it wasn't their inheritance, they knew they couldn't build. See, they stayed in tents. So if a person living in tents, who think this is their permanent house? That was the purpose. They never built until they got to Jerusalem. So that was to teach them, everywhere you stand is just a temporary place. Nobody put up a tent permanently. You put up a tent for a night, maybe 3 or 4 days or a week for camping. So everywhere he put them, he would let them set the camp up. Then they knew they had to pack it up and move because he was trying to teach them, this is not your city. The place where I'm going to establish you at, you're going to be able to build. So they got to Jerusalem. They never built walls when they put them tents up. Why would I build a wall? Why would I dig wells when I'm only going to be here for a couple of days? So guess what he was trying to teach us while we're here? I don't know how you can get yourself so embodied with so many things, entangled with so many things. You're only going to be here for a little while. We don't have no continuous city here. But see, we will only learn that based upon how they move. Even when they moved Yahushua, when they were moving Yahuwah, Yahuwah kept them carrying him, and they had to carry him. They kept him in the tower. He looked at, I need a place to rest. In order for me to have a place to rest, I got to put you somewhere solid where you can build me a house, build me a bed, somewhere where I can habitate, I can stay. I don't have to leave and come back. I want to be in one place. And I'm going to place you in that same place. Where they built the Beth of Elohim is where he put them at. So guess what they could say? Elohim dwelt among them. Because they built him a place. He kept telling them, I need you to build me a place. Build me somewhere that can come in and I can cohabitate. Build me a place so you can come in so you can be taught of me. And you can be there and I can be there. Y'all got it? That's how they understood the similitude before we saw the actuality of what he was going to do. So come on. So we seek one to come. Come on. 15.
By his hand, therefore, let us all times offer up.
You said, hold on. By his hand, therefore, let us all times offer up.
A zabak of tahalah to Elohim.
A sacrifice of praise to Elohim.
That is the pari of our lips.
That do what?
Give hadu to Hashem.
That's you putting forth work now. That's your mouth. Give it up. See that? That's what we're doing. But see, in order for him to receive it, your position had to change. He made you a Kohan. Because you had to have somebody to get an offering to offer it up. We know Yahuwah sat, and we know Yahushua was set, and he sat there in the sight of Elohim. You know what I'm saying? So Elohim can see us through him. So when we start to demonstrate these different attributes that he demonstrated, that's how he recognized us. See, and we learned that from Asu and Yaakov. See, there was a certain type that he had for appetite, and that's what he had to prepare for him when he ate. Then he had to come in and do certain things that he wanted him to do. He even had to come in and give him a kiss, his own Ben. There was certain attributes he had to demonstrate in order to receive the baraka that was supposed to go to Asu, who they call Esau. So now we're looking at this. In order for us to get the benefits behind the Zabak, the sacrifice of Yahushua, then we got to demonstrate the same traits, behavior. Y'all got it? We got to disguise ourselves. Hello? That's what we got to do. We talked about before. That's what Yahushua did when he came down. He disguised himself. That's how he came down in the battle. He disguised himself. You ain't going to believe it. They still found out who he was. Same way they did when they found who the Malaka Yasharal was.
Yeah.
It don't make no difference. You couldn't hide it.
Can't hide.
Isn't that right? Yahushua knew he told them people not to tell nobody they were going to still come up. They knew they were going to look at them. People had order. Don't fight with nobody, great or small, only with him.
Yeah.
When he told them, if it me you seek, let them go. They weren't going to keep them anyway.
That's right.
There was no way they were going to keep them. They only going to fight with one.
That's
See, your
right.
writers told you that. See, what he told them, they were already marked to do it anyway, commanded to do it. Otherwise, they'd have took the 12 with him. They'd have wiped it out. But they already had order. Don't fight with great or small, only with him.
Only one. That's right.
Y'all got it? But all that was all set up for what? For our deliverance. For our salvation. When you consider all these things being done, listen, this is a lot of critical writing, a lot of critical things happening, and people don't even pay attention to them. But look what it demonstrated for us. I was talking to someone on the phone the other night. They probably weren't listening. I know Tim was listening. Stuff that people don't even pay attention to. Typically, when you go back and you'll read and you'll watch, he did some stuff that people won't even pay attention to. When they wrote the title was Yahushua the Mashiach? Did they put him as the Mashiach or Yahushua, the Malak of the Yahudim? And then when he got up on the tube, who did they call him? And that was a reason why. Who was there at the tube? His aim. You wouldn't have no reason why, do you? Because typically when you go back and read, it'll tell you who was running first. It'll always name Yehuda. It'll tell you who the Malak of Yehuda. Then it'll tell you who was the Malak of Yasharal. Then it'll tell you what his mother name was. He was just, all he was doing was solidifying his position. That's why the two didn't tell you it was the Malak of Yasharal, because it typically tell you who the Malak of Yehuda first. Then it'll tell you at that time who reigned over Yasharal. So he let you know I reign over both of them. It's always typically a different name. It's never the same. It's going to be who the Malak of Yehuda and what his mother name, and it told you who ruled over Yasharal. So you know what he was showing you? I rule over both of them. See, that's why he had to be the Ben of Daoud, because Daoud ruled over both. See, he the only one that caught one. He ruled over one, and he came back and ruled over two. See why? See, but think about it. That's how detailed he is. Let's be honest. Was that important to you? That would have made a difference to you. He come to save your soul. You know what Yahuwah looked at? I want to make sure that everything is concise. To nobody, because people look and say it wouldn't make sense. He know there's always critics and hypocrites that look for reason to try to say he's not who he is. So he knew people that knew who were watching. That's why he told you they knew it was Yahuwah. Think about it. It told you, they wrote the title. Why they didn't put Yasharal? Because it typically tell you who reigned over Yehuda first. Then it'll tell you who reigned over Yasharal. That's what they told her. If you beat a Malak of Yasharal, come down, solidifying itself. I rule over both of them. Daoud was the one that brought them all back together. So it was separate. He the one brought them all back together. You see that? He put them together for her. I appreciate that. See, a lot of stuff we do, we just do. You don't realize he's real detailed in everything he do. He just knowing to bring you back and keep the writings correct. He said, I had to do it this way. I had to do it. It's naysayers. He knows it's critics. There's people that'll get you off. They'll look for stuff to try to say, justify why they don't or why they can't. He justified to show why he did it. And still kept a pattern. Remember, you always saw the mother's trait. They always told you what their mother name was, and that tied back to Daoud. Then he happened to come along and gave us the son and let her come through a woman. And guess what? She'd go right back to Daoud. Because that was the trait. When it came to Yehuda, they always used the mother name. They didn't talk about their father. When it came down to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob, we're dealing with fathers. Because things came in and going to be a separation, I'm gonna send my son through a woman and not use the aid of a man. We're going to change how we're going to start looking at their Tula doctrine. Let's go down and start looking at the mother. Because the mother going to trace back to the father. Kaur did it. Hello? Check her DNA. She traced right back to the father. Wow. That's how detailed he is. You see what I'm saying? Stuff that we'll say don't make a difference. It ain't important. It's important enough to him to make sure, listen, he did just like Daniel do. He said, I want to dissolve all doubt. I want you to know, listen, this wasn't something I came up with the last minute. I already had that detailed out for you. Your coming, your being here, your hearing, your transformation, your change, your salvation. I already had this thing set up. And nothing can stop it. So when you get the understanding, the understanding helps to increase your knowledge about him, which also increase the affection you have for him. See, the less you know about him and the less you can see him in understanding you and having a part with you, it kind of make it hard to really serve him the way he wants you to serve him. That's why I want to make sure you knew him in the full assurance, knowing you had no doubt that whoever mind on him, he won't put you to shame. People had questions a long time. This ain't new. When we were reading the 30th chapter of Allah Dabarim, they called Deuteronomy. You know what they were going to go to ask? Well, I'll ask you. They want to know who was going to go down and bring it down for us so we could hear it. That's how far they saw the word. They wanted to know who was going to go up and go get it. That's what they were looking at. Who's going to go up and get it? How high can a man jump? Who going up there and get it? Then they said, if it's across the Yam, who going to swim over there and go get it? You talking about across the sea? Them folks looking at man. I mean, that's how far they saw the word from them. It's so far away from us. They looking at we human beings, we him. He told you, I said in Shamaim, you on the rise. That's a long distance. So how do you get this close relationship with somebody that's so far from you? So it was needful for him to put it in our lives. He said the word is very nigh thee. He says even in your mouth that you speak. He brought the word and did the same thing he did with Yahushua. He put it in our inward parts. In 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and about verse 6, 7, he said, all of him that commanded the order to shine out of Kashah. Say, shining out loud. Yes, sir. Right. They looked at somebody, listen, let me ask you something. Where did that sun come from? The Shema. Where did it come from? Okay, come on. Where did it come from? So where did it come from? Okay, Elohim pronounced it to come. Where did it come from? Look where it sit at. How close is that to you? That's how we look at it. And you know how we look at salvation? It's far from us. But then Shaul reduced it down and said, Elohim that commanded to shine in the Shamin. So he called that thing the shining out loud. He put it that not us. You know what he said I do? He said, I'll walk in them. He said, they'll be my arm and I'll be their Elohim. Yes, we never did Elohim walking in us, operate inside of us. We never seen no stuff like that. But the Son came and told her. He said, the Father is in me. So he do the work. They're trying to figure out. So he working in you. That's how close he brought it. That's what Yahushua told him. He said, my own self, I could do nothing. He let him know, he said, I couldn't do nothing. But as the Father speak, he said, that's what I do. So guess what happened? So when the Abba speak and you hearing the word and you start to operate in it, you showing the manifestation of the power of the word. So that means Elohim is working in you. So now we took the distance of Shalom and Arat. That thing right here. That's what Yehukanan saw. He saw New Jerusalem. Where he saw it at? Sitting high and lifted up. Coming down. Yes, he said it was just like a bride. You know what a bride and a husband do? Yes, sir. See, he took the distance off from him. That's why it was hard to serve too far. We saw that when they tried to build Babel. They was up there, they down here. Of course they're gonna be confused. What? Say me some. All they got was confusion. The distance, it confusion. The language got twisted. Look how far we got. And look what happened now. We so far off from it, you ain't gonna believe it. We just like they are, the language. And guess what people wind up doing? They just walk off and leave it. But we doing, that's what the 72 did. But you know what the 12 did? That's what we doing. Where we gonna go? He got at the bar, long Cain. That's why we still him. Man, y'all stupid. I'd have been there. Man, the word confused, whatever. Where we going? The people that walked off, where they at? You know what I'm saying? Those folk that walked off, where they at? Why don't follow that pattern? Well, we know they ain't here no more. See, that makes the difference for us. Those people walked off with Yahushua, they looked at it, sometimes it's hard to understand. Even Shaul talked about, Cuff, Shaul Cuff talked about, he talked about his Kabi B, Shaul. He said, writing in his epistle, something, what that was? Hard to be understood. Which day that off? What was it? Unstable and unearthly. He said they wrestle just like they do with all the rest of their writings. I ain't wrestling with none of it. That's why I told Shaul, one of my favorite writers. He don't say nothing to me that get me thrown and say, that's just stupid, not me. He said the people that do that, he said they unlearned. He said they ain't the only thing they fight with. He said they fight with all the rest of the writing too. Don't let these folks fool y'all. My only problem with Tony Smith, they mama. They got more problem there because that's they only fight. They got to fight with every one of the writings because they get cut, they get hit. When they cut, they hit up. We do just like they do. We want to know what we need to do. And we know it comes. Just like Ukar Shabur. They want to know what we're going to do. What we're going to do. Isn't that right? And the man give us the he let know. Repent. Be immersed, every one of you in the Shema, Yahushua HaMashiach, for the remission of your cause. You can't remove it unless you get his sin. You still got it. You know that? That's how important immersion is. You getting out, he said, for the removing of it. He said, you're going to get your sin removed. You got to do it. You got to be immersed. And that's why we're here. See, all these things that we did, they said, you do it so you can join the church. I ain't trying to join no church. I ain't trying to join no synagogue. Only reason you look at the word synagogue, you look at this thing anyway, son again, because that's where we come and where we gather. That's what they looked at. Son again, it was the actual name, but you know, they call it synagogue, you went here, because there's an actual meaning to it. That's why we came, we sat down to hear the Torah. See, people don't realize what we coming to do and why you had it. It's a place we come and we hear the Torah. Like Shabbat, the Torah supposed to be read. That's why they told when they had the argument about circumcision, they said Mushah had of them old time that read him every Shabbat. Every Shabbat, the Torah had to be read. They didn't know that, did they? They thought it was probably New Testament, same thing. No, every Shabbat. That's why I got to go there and touch it. That's how you know whether a man's skillful or not. He said, everybody that's skilled in what they're doing. He said, just like a man, a householder, they bring out some things in the house, some old. That's what you got to do. You got to put it together so we get an understanding. See, a lot of times people been doing stuff, just talking about new. It don't matter, it's still the word. That's not what he told you. And that's right, we came in and we had to look at that. That's what we used. When he went back over with them, what did he read? He had to take him right back. He said, I start with Mushah. Isn't that right? And all the Nabim and the writers concerning me. Y'all got it. And then we start looking at concerning him. Now what we look at is a book about him, that he's a subject matter. Then you find out you the subject of it too. You the subject of his affection. Because we read about Yahushua, we learn about him being the subject in Yahuwah, that we read about we read about others. And basically we learn how he's a mediator. We read about a man that put everything he had on a woman that turned, that left him. Then he brought a friend in a sense. Then we'll look at Yahushua to come in and meet her. Listen, man, I can't talk to her. You'll talk to her for me. Man, just tell her I love her. Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I'll take her back. Because we wouldn't hear him. We wouldn't hear him. So he sent somebody to come in and be a mediator for us. Somebody to come in and let us see. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with y'all now. You were wrong too now. You were wrong for what you done. Let you know. So I wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't tell you the truth. You were wrong for what you done. Because I need you to get you to see your ways. Y'all got it? But we looked at some things we didn't agree with. It was some things we didn't understand. So he said, listen, I'll give you understand. How about I give you a rod after my own law that'll feed you with knowledge and understanding. Because the only reason why a lot of times, y'all know that for a relationship, because it'll be a misunderstanding. Miscommunication or no communication. And guess what we had? No communication. Because we turned, even with Asa, guess what we learned? For a long time, the true all here and without what? And without Torah. And without a teaching Kohan. So that meant we had no communication. In those days, you know what we found out? It was rare. It was rare to hear out of it. We weren't hearing nothing. So it was important to get Yahushua to come down. We need to hear from him again. So we took for granted the relationship that we had at one time. Although it was far, it was distant, we had something. Isn't that right? But then we had to get something that was established upon better promises, a better commitment. Let me tell you something that I didn't understand, which come to understand, I appreciate you, Mr. The law and the promise. The law and the promise was really, really kind of one of the things. You just read it and you kind of kept going. The promise of what that man said he was going to do to us was stronger. He said, I only gave you the law to add it for cause of transgression till the seed should come. See, this whole thing had always been about promise. It had never been about the law. It was always about the promise. He promised Abraham something he was going to do. Listen, you know what he realized, Boston? It's nobody. You know what Solomon told us best? When all here, he's the wisest of the wisest we had. You know, he talked to Yahuwah. He told Yahuwah about us getting put to the worst and different things happen. You know, the one thing he could send it to. He told him. He said, "It ain't no man that don't sin." He knew it out the rip. He said, "It's no man that don't sin," which tell me there was no way you can get in with the law. It's just no way you could have done it. So it made no sense to try to do it with the law. Because I couldn't save you with it because you couldn't keep it. But I had to sing you some according through the law, but it's about the promise. See, the promise that we were going to be heirs, it was never through the Torah, it was through the righteousness of Amanah. He never told you going to save you by the law. It was because of the promise. Hello? The book, Allah Shemut, the book is, these are the names. Why it don't tell you these are the laws? Because you definitely got the law. Because these are the men that he swore the oath with. When it came to the Abba of Yeuchanan, Zechariah, when he came back, he told him the oath that he swore to our father Abraham. He never told you about no law. He told you about the oath that he swore. In 169, pick it up right quick. Uriah, they call Luke. See, but nobody told us. That's not to tell you about impeding or going against the law. It's just telling you that Elohim had favor for us. Because he said, I knew you couldn't do it. But think about this. I let you do something, and I tell you, you got to do this to get in. You got to do this in order to get in. And there's no way you can do it. So what do you look at? What you set me up for. I can't do it. It's not in my ability to do it. guess what? I already set Con up to bring you in. And I let men do it that couldn't make it in, and then I put them where they didn't get in. Then I bring you on the scene. Same law, same rites and ritual, and I give you favor. How appreciative you gonna be to him? That man gonna love him more than the man that tried to do it by works. Why y'all think Abraham would have harped him like that? Man, that man came out of a house of folk, strange God. That's all we did. My whole house full of strange God. My family, Abraham didn't grow up in our teaching. Abraham found out one number, them folk were idolaters. We didn't learn that till Yahushua told us about it. That Abraham's whole house the whole house was set up on paganism. But he took him out. And you know, he looked at it wasn't because of works either. It was because of favor. And we learned that later because the writer Shaul told us in the 4th chapter of the book of Romans. He said, what concerning what Abraham found? He said, had it been a word, so he could have boasted. So Abraham but Yahuwah gave it to him by favor. That's how we receiving it, by favor. Hello? And he realized these folk would love me more. For the fact they looked at, you know you don't earn this. And matter of fact, you don't deserve it. And that ain't just you I'm saying, when I'm saying you know I'm talking about me too, right? That's why we out 11. They said 1 at 69, 67. All right, take me up, 67. Give me 66. Orion, since we're him. Listen.
All those who Shammah placed it upon their log, saying, what then shall this Yahlet become?
Listen.
For the hand of Yahuwah was with them.
Mm-hmm.
And his Abba, Zechariah, was filled with the Ruach HaKodesh.
And then what?
Naba, saying, Baruch is Yahuwah, the all of Yasharal, for he has taken note of his arms and shall lock them redemption.
Y'all see that? He set them down. You know what else you do? Why else you'll take note of something? So you can remember. Write it down. He said Yahuwah took note of him so he can zakar, remember. Listen.
And he shall cause a horn of Yeshua to sprout for us in the
horn, not the noise. That's what an olive had, a bakar. That's what he used. The horn is almost like a crown. It's also his strength. You see, if you see an ox when he dry, he'll drop his head down to use it. And he's going to use his horn. He look like that's what he did for us. He done raised up for us a horn. Or what?
Yeshua.
A strength for salvation. Come on.
To sprout for us in the bed of Daoud, his abad.
See that? Now they talking about sprouting hands. What we going to connect that to? What you got? The noon. No, we're not going to use that. Thank you. Now, you don't need to check. You're all right. We're going to look at the 11th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, when he told you about how he was going to cause one to sprout out from the root of Daoud. So he started talking about sprouting. Let's look at it right quick, 11th chapter. I didn't finish the 9th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu because they hollered out about the son, but he's going to tell you that he's going to be called the everlasting father. That's how you're going to possess the Malkut, and you didn't know how you're going to do it. See, sometimes y'all will get it going, and y'all don't really, and it ain't your fault. It's just certain things you got to pay attention to. The reason we went to the 9th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, because he told you that you were going to possess the place that your fathers possessed. Right. Okay, well, you were begotten by Yahushua. Well, he told you under you was born a child, and a son was given, and the rule was going to be on his shoulder. And his name going to be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty, Elohim, which is going to be, he's going to be called Elohim, the Shah of Shalom, which is the Prince of Peace. And he's going to be called the Everlasting Father. He's going to be called Elam Father, Everlasting. The reason why, because he was going to establish a Malkut. He told you the way I am, there you were going to be also. The only way they were going to make sense for that to happen, he was going to have to be the Father. And the son, he just told you, he said, you're going to possess the place of your father. Then Adam possessed the place of his father. That's why he was there. What was the rationale that you supposed to be in this Malkut, Elohim setting up again? How was you supposed to be getting him? Because you know his name? He never told you that. He talked about you because of your connection to the Father is why you were going to inherit it, which would mean the Son, because the works of the Father, that's how you were going to get in. You're going to get in because of the works of Elohim, or because of the works of Yahushua. When Yasakar didn't have to go into Mizraim, it was because Yasakar obeyed the law, kept the steps. Because of the Abba, the works of the Abba. That's why he didn't have to go into Mizraim. He told her, he said, because Abraham obeyed my law, because he kept my charge and my statute. That was his father. He never accredited any works to Yasakar. It was because of the Father. When Yahushua came here, he kept trying to tell you the works he did was because of the Father. So they understood the relationship of father-son. They understood how the children became inheritors because of the Father. And because we done got and we don't ever have anything, and they purposely set us up to be broke, to give nothing to our kids. Our kids can't, they don't understand that. They don't understand. Think about it. What did your grandmother left your daddy stuff, left them stuff? For a lot of my granddad, he didn't leave us nothing. He ain't owned nothing. He rented his whole life. So parentivity, think about that. So to kind of put that in mind of possessing something because the father left it. See, for a lot of us, we didn't know. Now, country people would have known a lot of, country parents had some land. But a lot of them, like my granddad, he was still sharecropping, I guess. He ain't owned nothing. He rented his whole life, nothing. Owned nothing. The other one left about 7 acres. Uncle scammed the piss out of for that, whatever happened. So nobody leave you nothing. So for them, though, they understood that the father, like Shaul we talked about, he said, this is the third time I come to you. He said the children are not left for the parent. He said the parent put the left for the children. So if Elohim was our father, what was he doing? So when we have a constant pattern, you got something you understand, you see. When our pattern broke, we ain't got, all I can tell you, I take care of you. Once you get age, you got to get your behind out of him. So the child left with, I got to fend my way through. I don't have anything. And that's pretty much how when it comes to this plan of salvation, because we don't really have the connection. Nobody actually taught us in a way that we realize the importance of why you have to do what you're doing, because you're trying to lead something, just like Yahushua, just like Yahuwah did. They understood if he said he was a father, then they understood, I have a father, I know what my father did for me or what my father does for me. So I'm going to relate to you based off of that. If my father left me something, then I'm going to understand that. If people do something, it be some people in life. Y'all ain't had that somebody see you say, like the current, they say, you say the same boy. Folks might give you something to do, or look, you say, you be like, cause they know my, people like, that's said the same boy. And folks, it be folks to look out. What did you do? So it been because of the work. You see, because now you have something you can relate to, how you can receive because of the Father's work. They said, man, I know your mom, man, I know your dad, man, I know, man, good people. Man, I can get something, what you want? I do stuff. You're thinking, you done nothing. It's because of their work. So this con thing of receiving because of the Father ain't new to us. This is something we knew. So when he told us that we can inhabit, we can receive because of the Father, it makes sense when we live our life. He tried to teach us, I need you to live your life like that so your children will know. But for us, we don't have nothing to give them. We don't have nothing to give them, nothing but debt, poverty, sickness, diabetes, and high blood pressure. They can walk around and say, where you get that? Where you get that? Where you get that wheelchair from? My father? He was crippled too. Where you get that poverty from? From my father. He was starving too. So we don't have nothing to leave. So when we start listening to a man about writings about inheriting, having a father, then think about it. You come out of a broken home with no father. So now, how do I actually see this? I don't actually know what a father is. Other than what I hear, I've seen a man, but not understanding the relationship and how he writes and explains to us how he is, talking about bearing us up in his arms. My dad wasn't picking up his arm. I got, man holding me, nigga, you better walk. What's wrong with your legs? I'm just saying, there's certain fact, they just look, my dad come, he was hard. You remember your dad used to pick you up and carry you? Them guys came through hard. They like life was hard. Now they're picking you up for what? You want to walk your behind on the do you remember your dad pick you up and carry you? Yes. Oh, you did? Well, see, that's a difference. Yeah, small. Them folks not be picking you up, be carrying you. Them folks be like, man, they had to go. You know what I'm saying? Affection. My dad wanted affection like they slap piss at you. He ain't hit you. That was love. They just didn't, again, they didn't know how to demonstrate something. Unless somebody showed them, where's he going to get it from? Well, I didn't show, he saw his dad looking at me. I'm raising 7 kids by myself. I ain't got no time to be pitting no one child. Y'all catch on to get it, you had to go. Bottom end of it. So now we're trying to come back into an understanding, and then what we get, we got to display it with our kids so they'll know. So they will know, because we'll be able to exemplify it to them. Y'all got it? Because these things, we didn't see them, and we can't use that for an excuse to not show it. That's why we had to learn. So everything we were doing, it was to us and to our children. It was to our children, so they get it. They're supposed to show another tool of dog. But guess what? You think these people purposely break up our homes. So you don't know. When we had nothing else, when they grew up early, they had credibility. Those folk prayed, because they realized what they had, they were praying, and them folk like, this is all I got. You had to pray before you eat. That Yahuwah stretch this, and he'll make it work for you. Now, shoot, when we throw stuff, we throw more than God, but we done ate. We get through throwing, man, what your dad did y'all throw in God? You get a couple of bites, yeah, I'm through with it, and go right there in the trash. Where you going at, Ted? Uncle Ted, where you going? He know that. What your dad and mom would do, you to rake that plate out there, got you a couple of bites out of it and throw it outside to the dog. See, they ain't know. Because they looked at, listen, this all what I'm giving you, this is what we got. And you had to learn to appreciate. You see what I'm saying? Now, we don't appreciate that, man. We get something, eat a bit. I don't even want to cook now and don't eat it and go out to eat. Tell me when that happened. Cook dinner, leave it on, listen. Yeah, change my own want it and go out to eat. This regular now. Let me tell you something. The only time we would get something to eat, your behind was going to McDonald's, Church of Chicken. That's on a Friday or a Saturday. Sunday, you eating a meal. Yes, McDonald's ain't never came to our house on no Sunday. Sunday is home. You getting roast and collard green, right? Cornbread. Man, you ain't getting no done, man. Don't even look at Church of Chicken, ain't old. Church of Chicken don't know that you ain't making no money on no Sunday. Man, they like that. No, they not getting problems. Some little bitty little kid. No, y'all going home to eat. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? It was just things we did, so there was a pattern of what. Now, shoot, man, you easily eat out 7 days a week. That's straight. We in a place now, man, years ago, you ain't never seen no niggas in no restaurant no 7 days, no week. Somebody don't even know what that stove so pretty, the plastic still on it. The North ain't been, listen, this how lazy niggas is now. But they get the box, the stove, you know, they come in the box. They just plug the box up, set the whole box, don't even pop the box and just leave it in there. Like you said that way one day I said how the stove still be new. Stop it. It's just stuff we did. Sitting down cooking, you sat down with the family, and y'all sat down as a family and you ate. Just like when he told us, he said when he come back, he said we all gonna sit down and hear mouth cool and eat and drink. He looked at, that's what we knew. Family sat down. Did y'all used to eat together, the family, Uncle Ted? When y'all used to eat together, the family, Mama? A lot of us, where we eat as a family. That's it. I mean, I go to my room, like, I'm on the phone, I'm watching TV, and I'm eating. I'm gonna smoke some hemp. Or a gunman. Mainly both of them. But I'm just saying, because we going. It ain't been it. They done taught us to go so much. We don't have time. So you don't digest your food don't go down problem. Now most of us got ulcers. If you ain't, you'll have them later. Because we don't sit down, I'm just being honest, we don't sit down and eat. Then we eat cold food. Man, you have to warm that food up. They don't let you eat no cold food. You couldn't eat that jelly around them frozen pot. Warm that stuff up. Man, your food was hot. Yes, sir. Boy, steam come on the plate. Yes, sir. We don't have time for that no more. You got to eat it while warming. And that nigga digging out the pot while cooking, when they get through with all they cook it, the water. They ate the food raw. So all these different things now we learn how we got to go back and things got to be done, got to be prepared for us. Just like Yahushua, he done gave us his body. He told us to take his body, eating and drinking. He cooked it first. Why y'all think he was up on the tooth that hung toward the sun? He told him when you gave him, you're supposed to cook it with it purged everything in it. Why y'all think he hung against the sun? Why would we be eating raw meat? What would the purpose y'all think of him putting him up against the shamash? So he could roast him. See, they don't look at none of that. Why he said, why would you think I'd give you something like that? Because, you know, they're looking, I just love someone, I'm just ready to eat. You a freak. The man got to be cooked. I know, it's something we don't think nothing about. Come on, let's look at this right quick. This is 11th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, they call Isaiah 11:1. Listen.
Then a shoot shall spring from the stem of Yashi.
Y'all see, y'all just heard that, didn't it? Let them see what Yashi means. They feel it better. Yeah, that's what we care about. Man, we all need to, listen, y'all at home, we ain't got to do that pretty stuff with these folks. All that, you don't get, he said he going to get all y'all back. What did happen? He said he can feel it. We're going to give you a check while you're down there. You ain't supposed to be feeling stuff down there. You're supposed to be on that floor getting your back belly. His name over here somewhere. It's in the area somewhere. Yeah, we'll find it. Yeah, we'll find it. Make sure y'all remind me. Go ahead. Listen. So, Yashi is his name. It's an Ishi in Aramaic, meaning extent, existing. Y'all hear this? So he's going to come from the existing. Come on. Look up extent. Probably like extend. The definition. Mm-hmm. Still in existence, surviving. Y'all see that? What happened? T-E-N-T. Oh, okay. The white got so much stuff working. Who spelled that? Who did it? Who copied and pasted it? We're not finna let him slam. No, you ain't do nothing wrong. The right running back, that's the thing he did right. We're trying to get that man up here. I was trying to defend that person's righteousness. The white didn't have none. That's why he did like, let me get back. I ain't got no righteousness. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I thought it was, no. Extent, still in existence, surviving, okay? It's an expression of a document. So that's what we'll look at. Same thing here because he in the writing. That makes sense. Still in existence, surviving. So they go back and look at the writing. And once we find out about Yashi name, then a shoot shall spring from the stem of still existing. Okay? And
a branch from his roots shall bear pari.
So his roots, and we're going back to who? Daoud. See, all these things were letting us know about this. And guess how they allowed us to see men? As ox, as trees. Because this is what he's talking about. He's talking about a man, but then he's talking about shoots and branches. When do you use shoot and branches when you're talking about a human being? You use this type of verbiage when you're talking about what? So how I want you to see men. That's why I hung him on a tree. I needed you to see men as trees. Okay? So now I'm giving you something you can correlate with. Listen, and the branch from his roots shall bear pari. That's us. So this is typical. He was going to bear fruit. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
Come on, that let us know that he was going to have some children. Because we're talking about a man. But we're using vocabulary, or we're talking in similitude to branches and trees and roots. But we're talking about it bearing fruit. But we started with a man. And we're telling you that this man, his name meant existence, still in existence. Okay, come on. What happened?
The Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest on him.
So how important was that when you Ukanan immersed him and he saw the Ruach come down and sit on him like a dove?
Very important.
Based off the writing. How many of y'all didn't know this? See, you just went with, the spirit came down and bottled out of the dove. The writing told you what was going to happen. That's how
right.
They knew it was him.
That's right.
See, I'm getting ready to do this. There wasn't nobody jumping on here talking about, oh man, that's amazing. I want to start believing in you. I believe in you because of the writing.
That's right.
That's why it was important to look at this man. If you were the Ben of Daoud, that means you had to be attached to Yashi, which was the existing one. So we already know about a branch, and then you're going to bear fruit. That's how he begat us. Come on.
The Ruach of Yahuwah shall rest on him, the Ruach of wisdom and understanding, the Ruach of counsel and strength.
So let me ask you a question. What y'all think he did and when he got up and the people didn't know who he was, what did he open? Wow, how was he able to do that? See that? People missed it. In 24 and 45, they said didn't open, he didn't understand. They might understand the Kitabim, the writing. He just told you what he was going to be able to do. Not only that, he just told you the Ruach of counsel. Why you think they came here and said, we found a woman in the act of adultery. What should we do? What were they looking for?
Counsel.
Counsel. And they have no idea why. See, you had everything look like, oh, this is just some reading. It's not no reading. This is what he told you going to happen. How were we going to know he had it unless people tried it?
Yeah.
Well, how you going to know you had it unless you get tried?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
The Ruach of Da'ath.
Knowledge.
And the Yara of Yahuwah.
That's why he went on. When he didn't want to die, what did he say? When he didn't want to die. Take this cup. If it be your what?
Will.
But? Because he feared him. If I do my will, I know I'm in trouble. If I do your will, I make it. Listen.
And he shall delight in the Yara of Yahuwah.
See that? That's what he delighted himself in. Listen what happened.
And he shall not mashpah after the of his neither reprove after the shama of his ears.
Stop. When they brought the woman caught in the very act of adultery, he was looking at her. What was he doing?
Riding on the ground.
Wasn't even looking at him. That's how he answered them. That stuff they were talking about didn't move him. You know how many times you done went judging people on what you heard? When they told him, he wasn't even looking at him. He stooped down. He was riding on the ground. And they were telling him about the woman. He didn't see it. When we know he see all things. He would listen to what they said, but he told you, he's not going to judge after hearing of the ear. Nor just what he see. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
This was important for us. So now, listen, when you start to read these different things we read, it gives you a better understanding. Because a lot of stuff don't make sense. Why was he sitting there? Think about it. Why would he be writing the sand when this such a critical or serious situation happened? Because he was trying to show you, I heard what they said, and that stuff don't move me. Because he told you, he didn't look. He didn't turn around after they were gone. He asked them, where your accuser? Showing you, I ain't see it. I heard what they said. You know how many people going to tell some lies on you? That stuff not going to move him.
Yeah.
I heard him.
Yeah.
You worried about folks? That stuff don't move me. I heard him.
Come on.
Isn't that right?
Yes,
that stuff
sir.
don't move me. I seen it.
That's right.
Isn't that right? I'm just telling you, this is important. How many times you got a bad situation because somebody told somebody something wrong?
Yes.
Wait, I'm not gonna move out of no hearing, no ear. I know how these people are. It's important for you. You worry about how many people in the way, how many people can stop you, how many people can prevent you. Nobody can prevent you if you're doing the will of Elohim. Come on.
But with Sadiq, he shall mashpah the poor.
See that? That's what they're going to do. He's going to do it righteous. Come on.
And decide with fairness for the afflicted of the Arats.
And guess who you're looking at? Solomon. Solomon, who they call Solomon. 2 women had babies. They was in the house. And when they came to him that morning to sit down, that's the first case he ever heard, where he sat upon his throne. And they brought the case before him, and one woman told him, she said that they both was in the house, and said both of them had their babies. And said when it came night, said the woman rolled over her baby and killed it. Said she stuck the dead baby under me and took my baby. And Solomon sat there and he listened to it. And he told him, he told him to bring forth the baby. He ordered one, said take the sword, said cut it in half and give both of them apart. One lady stopped, said, ho, stop. She said, no. She said, I'd rather she had it. She said, don't kill it. He told him, said, get that woman her baby. That's when everybody saw the wisdom of him. Because he knew no mother would sit here and let her baby get killed. She'd rather give it away for it to get killed. That's why he let them know, get that woman her baby. Everybody marveled at the wisdom of the man. See, all these things, that's why he let you know. See, but these are characteristics that came down from his father. That's why you tied him to Dawood. Remember, Daoud's daddy's name was the existing one. Well, the son declared he lived forever. Wouldn't it make sense for him to come from somebody who exists? He gonna have wisdom. Solomon was the wisest of all. Wouldn't it make sense for him to be connected to the man who been the wisest of all, and you're gonna be in the flesh? Come on, folks. Come on. Do y'all see how important it was? This wasn't just something, y'all just attaching everything to Elohim. It is, but Elohim let you know, I picked this particular vessel for a reason. He's going to need to have wisdom. He's going to know how to do things, not as just the hearing of the ear. Because the woman that came and told Solomon what happened, did Solomon see what happened? That's why he couldn't go where they said. The woman that testified to it, he said, I don't know who to believe. I know what to do. Bring out the man, tell him to cut it in half. Give both of them half of it. Give them one apiece. A half a piece. But she stopped him and said, no. So I'd rather her to have it, don't kill it. He said, give the woman her son. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
So all the attributes, and you saw these people, we knew them for their wisdom, it made sense for him to come from these people. So you would associate it with their father. Well, if you want to be wise, you want salvation, you want deliverance, wouldn't it be smart for you to be a descendant of Yahuwah? If you want to live forever, wouldn't it make sense for you to be connected to the existing one? That's why you need to know from the flesh why he was able to do this. Yahushua said he told Cuff that he was Cuff, his father was Unum, and upon that sword, that rock, what was he going to do?
Build as a die.
What was his father's occupation? Why would that be important? Because anybody can't build. Everybody can't build. It's going to make sense if his father's a builder. It's going to make sense if his father's a builder. So now he told you, and you, beloved, building up yourselves. Who's your father?
That's right.
I'm going to ask you like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I want to know, who's your daddy and what does he do? That's what he told me on kindergarten call. Who's your daddy and what does he do? So how you going to build yourself up? Who's your father? See? Now you see why you faced with all these impossible feats you can't do. Because now we're looking at all of his, everything he was able to do was based upon who he was connected to. Now you see why he traced you back to Abraham? Now we got to get you back, not by the sexual connection, but by Amunah. Hello? I just told you to fight the good fight of Amunah. Who's your daddy? What did your daddy do? Abraham was able to fight and bring back Luke and all the goods. So who we going to use? Who's your daddy? I just told you to fight the good fight of Amunah. Listen, why you don't get nowhere? Because you can't think. You don't want to think. You just want to read and you just want to be lazy. You just want to say, he said I can do it. No, it's all going to be based upon your connections. Hello? Okay. He was the son of Abraham. He was the son of Daoud. He was the son of Yashi, the existing one. Come on, Daoud, he told you, this is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. Daoud means beloved. So he just loved him anyway? The man's daddy's name is love. Why wouldn't I love the son? The man's daddy is a man after my own law. Then you find that Yahushua was in the bosom of the father. And Daoud, he told you, was a man after my own heart. Y'all got to stop this. Stop it. Just stop it. It don't even make sense to try to do no more. Just stop it. People trying to do something. I don't get it. Well, how do y'all see this man? How do you see this man? That man just doing something? Y'all don't see all these connections? What are you connecting? What do you have that connect you to him? That's why you're using Khan. He like, I'm going to get me a people based off of a heart, based off of favor. These people going to a heart me with their whole law. They saw favor. Daoud, nobody take no youngest. Come on, man, you grab the oldest. Hello? Come on, the elder always inherited. But then he told you, said the elder going to serve the younger. Mm-hmm. Who do we know here first, Adam or Yahushua?
Adam.
Guess who's serving the old? Guess who's serving the younger?
That's right.
Adam is serving the younger.
Yes, sir.
See, he turned around. Look at Daoud, all his brother. And all them, they had to shikar him.
That's right.
They made him a law.
That's right.
He was the youngest of all of them. They all surrounded him. He was in the midst. That's the same thing happened with Yahushua when he told you he was going to have the 7 Adar. That's the same equivalent to Daoud. Daoud had 7 brothers, and he stood in the midst of them.
That's right.
All of them had to shikar him. Guess what he told you? 7 women going to take hold of one man.
That's right.
And they're going to be called by his name.
That's right.
And wear their own clothes. That's him. He been setting this up for us. They looked at, he going to take away the reproach. They looked, that's the only reason they loved him more than the other things they had. They looked at somebody to take away the reproach. That's what we had to do. That's what Daoud did for Yasharal. That's why Yasharal loved him. Goliath put reproach on him. He put a stain on Yasharal and on the Shem of Yahuwah. And Daoud was brought down. He said, I'll take away the reproach.
Yeah.
That's why it made sense when Yahushua came in the city, he told the reproach of them that reproached thee.
Fell on me.
He said, fell on me. That's what Daoud looked at. He looked around. Nobody else going to do it. He did just like Mushak did. He looked one way and another way. Ain't nobody else going to do it. He said, I'll take away the reproach. On the day when they sat down between him and Barabbas, Barabbas, born of the father, then they looking at Yahushua, you got to look at these men. It made sense to pick him. It made sense to get him. That's what they do, reject one and take another one. It's all favor. I appreciate the fact nobody else going to offer themselves up. Nobody else. This man did something none of us would do. Nobody, your own mom and daddy wouldn't do it. They might say, you know, they might give up a kidney or something else for you or anything else for you, but willing to die and willing to go to Sheol for you, nobody do that. Only Yahushua. I'm talking about live right. They might do it. They'll be a sinner. We talking about do it and live right. That's the difference. There's a lot of folks that die for people. It's guys that'll die for a woman. Y'all ain't no guy crazy enough they'll get killed for a woman. That won't save them. See, the purpose of what he needed, I needed somebody to die and they'll live right. That's the only way you can do it. You had to live right and do it. Nobody else will do it. Your mama wouldn't do it, or can't do it, your daddy can't do it, nobody can do it. Only one. And now we sit here and we benefactors of the con of this person, you know, of the favor that he's gotten us through the acts that he completed. Finish up there 169 and let y'all go. Or we are. 168, 67, where we at? They call it Luke. Then I'm trying to get ready to let y'all go from here. We at 70? Verse 70?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Listen.
As he spoke by the paw of his Kadash Nabaim.
The burr, which is fine. He's saying he spoke. You use the burr. Y'all might hear me when I say that. When I pull out, I tell y'all the burr, which is to speak or spoke. By the paw, the mouth.
Of his Kadash Nabaim.
The separated ones. Listen.
Who were from long ago.
Listen.
Yeshua from our enemy.
To do what? Okay. Yeshua.
From our enemies.
See that? Salvation from our enemies.
And from the hand of all who hate us.
They good, they get away from one or two. He gonna get up from everybody that hate us. Y'all hear that? He's something to deliver you from everybody that hates you. What else?
To carry Kasid with our abod.
Talking about the Kasid. We talking about the favor again, not our works of the abod. What happened?
And to Zakar his Kadash Barit.
See that? So you said the Zakar what law?
His Kadash Barit.
What Torah?
His Kadash Barit.
You know he was talking about, now he done went and told you about the Nabaim. The Nabaims are in the Torah, in the writings. Y'all know that? Why he talking about remembering his covenant and not his law? Because he talking about favor. I was going to beget you by Kasid, by favor, and not by the Torah. This is what we were looking for him to remember. Y'all got it? Okay, listen. Come on.
The Shabbat which he Shabbat to Abraham.
The law he gave to Abraham?
The Shabbat which he Shabbat to Abraham.
The covenant that he gave to Abraham, not the law. Go ahead.
Abinu.
Our father.
To rescue us from the hand of our enemies.
See that? To rescue us from the hands of our enemy.
And to give us to serve him without Yara.
See that? Come on.
In wholeness and in Sadiq, before him all the Yamim of our Ka'i.
See that? He's going to put us back in his sight, in his and we'll be able to do it continually because we'll be his Benin. Y'all got it? He don't need no grown folk. He need Benin. Because they'll continue in the house. See, everything that he set up, that he told us, it all makes sense when you look at it. How he established it, not the law. Everybody that ran back to try to tell him remember his law. He remember you read back in his law, you can find about the Berit. That's how he always planned on getting us and getting us back, not by the law. Nobody can keep it. There's too many of them. I ain't tell you not. You're going to err. You're going to make a mistake. And all of them have. All of them have. That's just what happened. So he realized it's going to be by Kassid, not by the law. Okay? These things are only set here because of transgression. Y'all got it? Till the seed should come. See, that's why we're trying to do this until he come back. But we understand how we received it. It's been by favor. It's been because of the Son who became our Father and because of what he did. And now it's set up upon us that it done fallen on us. Y'all got it? That's two. You all right? Woo. I know y'all might feel kind of beat up, but at the end of the day, the goal was to make sure we understand what we're doing. Do y'all feel like y'all got some understanding? Appreciate it. That's the important thing. We don't live too long to keep going through here and just, dotting about. We want to make sure we got understanding because our goal is to make it in. Jeffrey Osborne on the one could sing On a Wing and a Prayer. We ain't got time for that. We ain't winging it. We're going to do it just the way he told us. And make sure we got understanding. Shakira, if we got more money. Last night, Dave trying to get you for something over there. You heard me? That last night and day. Yeah. That rough. Appreciate Mr. Yahuwah. Appreciate everything he has done and doing. And make sure we get this thing right, everybody. It's definitely winding up. You don't know when he coming back for you. Also, Kerry and Keisha certainly allowing for them. Strengthen them in the passing of his mother. We appreciate the Kerry hanging here and standing, being an example. All of us in our living, that's a part of life for everybody. And that's something we all had to go through and you had to face and had to deal with. At the end of the day, we look to him. That's the way all of us are going to have to go. Daoud told Shaloma, he said, behold, I go in the way of all day long. He told him to show himself a man. Told him that the each that rule over unashamed men, say he got to be Sadat. Say he got to be just. That's what he said. Daoud definitely let us know, said the each that ruled over unashamed, over men, say he got to be Sadat. Y'all got it? I appreciate that. That let me know what kind of line I got to toe. Got to be right. Whoa. Appreciate it. Got everybody? Let's get ready to stand. Give Mr. Yahuwah a hand clap. Appreciate it. Okay. Yoshi. The first Yoshi. What? Yes, we're going to get a song out. We're going to write a song for Yoshi. Y'all want to do it? I'm going to give it to tomorrow. We're going to write a song for Yoshi. Ain't that right? And you're going to have to sing it.
I can't sing it.
Well, we're going to hear what you got. Steven said he want to hear a song. Can Steven sing?
No.
Are you serious? Two of y'all? Neither one of y'all can sing?
No, sir.
God. We're going to get some in it. We'll work on them. We'll train them. We'll let the white train. Well, I heard you on that one. You did. They had you on Zamar Radio. For those that watch it too, go to ZMR Radio. You can listen to them too. Listen, continual for your listening players. ZMR Radio. Is it .com? T.me. You'll be a part of it. Get on Telegram for people who want to watch. If you download Telegram, it's an app. T.me/ZMR radio. Put the link so people can see it. They can put it on there too, so people go on there. You could go and listen to ZMR radio. They got. They also have talk shows on there. Alicia, what's the name of your show? For who?
Flourish, Girl Flourish.
Flourish, Girl Flourish. And then they got, who else got a show now? On my request line. I seen Hayward up there with the phone. Did y'all get right to put that on there? Y'all got a picture of they gonna get sued. They got a picture of Hayward on there holding the phone for the request line. Y'all make sure y'all give people permission. People funny about stuff like that, ain't it? Y'all seen Hayward picture of that holding the phone? Y'all go to ZMR Radio. I see it on there for the request line. They got a picture on there with him holding the phone. So go to ZMR Radio. Well, they letting you know. Hey, my fat man. I miss you. All right, what else we got?
2 things. Everybody send their hob.
We'll hob
and
back.
Monday is Brittany's birthday.
My baby Britt! Happy birthday, Britt will be 27. Woo! My baby getting old, huh? We done came late and then we had to do it later. All right? Here we go. Goodness, Britt getting old. Woo! Woo! So when she getting young or getting old? Now I'm talking about old. That's right. That's right. Tell her old, isn't that right? All right. Anybody else? Anything else? Appreciate everybody. Let us pull out. Most High Kadashaba, the separated Father, we give the kabod, which is the glory, the kabod, the honor to you and to your Ben Yahushua HaMashiach, which is your Son, the Anointed One. We give the Hadu, the thanks, and the Tudah thanksgiving to your Shem by our paw, by our mouth, for all that you granted unto us through his Kai, through his Mut, his death, through the understanding that he had, that he gave unto us to give us an opportunity to yakra upon your Shem, call upon your name, that we might have an understanding. We allow that you would seal us with the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation, according to all that you debar, speak by the paw of your Shalakim, your sent ones, your Ra'ah, your shepherds, and your Mal'aki, your messengers, that you will baraka the labor that you grant unto us, that it will be pari, fruitful unto others, that we might be received when you come back to establish your habitation for us. According to the Berith you Shabbat, which is the covenant you vow, to Abraham, Yatsakak, the Yaakov, the Yahudim, to Yasharal, to the Atuladaf, their generation, even to us and our Atuladaf, our generation and their generation, to receive us and make us a Gui after your own law, which is a nation after your own heart. Baraka us with your pani, which will bestow a gift or a benefit with your face, to let it or upon us lighten. Let your pani, your face, be our encampment and our protection. We palau, in which we ask that you baraka Jerusalem, the city of foundation Shalom, that you will make us a Kodashim, the separated ones, town mean, complete, and joint heirs with the Mashiach, which is the anointed one. Be a baraka to the out-of-towners and those that are not here that seek you. Be a covering and a shield and a buckler to those married, the single, the separated, the sick, the afflicted, behind prison walls, bereaved and war-stricken country, disease and pestilence, those going through the devastations of nature. Baraka, those we commit to you in Palau, that asked us to Palau for them women that support your Dabarim in every Malkum, in every place, that you will grant them understanding their law's desire according to your will. Baraka, those in leadership and authority, to execute your will upon the Rosha and to vindicate the Sadiq. We again repent for any thoughts, ideas, or actions we demonstrated that goes contrary to your Kadash will, your separated will. We allow that you will grant us the understanding that we might move away from it, be identified, and we might shakar you always, which is adore you, worship you. For truly you're worthy. Forgive us for our procrastination, our hesitation, our complaining, our murmuring and grumbling, and make us a better a better people than we've been. When we've done all we can do here on this side, we palau for Beth and your Lam Malkuth, which is your eternal empire, where we can see your Pani, your face, and we can Tahalim your Shem better, which is praise your name. In the Shem of Yahushua, HaMashiach, we palau. Let us all say, Amen. Go ahead. Come home! Come home! Ahabia. Come on up here, kids. What time is it? What are you doing, Joker?
He's trying to do the Blood Madness.
Come on, you gonna get ready so we can. Yeah, I do it.
Lakers are 7.
Do what?
The Lakers are
7. 7. Oh, I'm sorry, Joker. Don't worry about it. He don't know the big guy from his daddy. All right, y'all ready?
Denver and 1.
Come on, y'all ready? Come on, y'all gotta learn how to do it. Y'all remember? Listen, y'all get ready. Y'all ready? AJ, you ready? Come on that way, something. Come on that way, something. You ready? All right, okay, get ready. Y'all ready? All right, come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Ra-ah-ah, the little children. Ooh, all the children of the congregation. Ooh, red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in His sight. Rahab, the little children of the congregation. Woo! Come home! Come home! I'll have you. Woo! What you doing, midget?